Okay, folks, we are live. Welcome to the Horror Hangout live stream. Yes, and with our usual suspects, the Trash Picture Show, the Horror Miser Monty G,
Ah,
Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Grave, and our guest this week, Devious Diva. Welcome.
Yay.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, we got
I
a
must
lot.
say, I must say, I am impressed with your videos.
Oh, thank you. I
Mm,
love watching all of you. It's so much fun talking horror, so I'm excited.
yes, yes. So this is your introduction to the horror community on YouTube.
Yes.
Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot to discuss tonight. The big major topic of the evening is we're going to be talking about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022, Scream 2022, not Scream 5, and Halloween Kills from last year. And, where we see these films and these series going in the future. So we'll start with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then after we'll talk about where we see that going, and then each one like that. And I have a couple little bonus ones after that, but this will be like the main topic. So yeah, let's get started. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix went straight to Netflix. I don't know if it was made by Netflix or.
No, it was basically what happened was Lionsgate lost the rights
Ah,
to the franchise, and Legendary decided to pick it up. It was supposed to be distributed nationwide, but I guess for some reason didn't. So Netflix bought it. So that's the reason why it's on Netflix. But that's basically how the background of this new version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what it is. You get the rights. You can't keep it, so you lose them, and then another film company says, "Hey, let's do it. Hey, look, people still want another Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Look how great Halloween 2018 did. Look how
mm-hmm.
Chucky did. The ratings were fantastic. So people still want to see Leatherface. So hence we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
By
Another
way of
direct
Bulgaria.
another direct sequel from the original 74 film.
It's got that written all over it too.
Uh, let's have Marty ran away. I know he's dying.
Go for it, Marty.
Okay, so it started off all right. Okay, it started off all okay, and then the first problem came up, which was, wait, these are Instagram influencers and they're buying a town? Oh no! Oh dear fucking Jesus, no! And like the thing is, the thing is, I know we all have fun watching slashers, but you should never want every single one of your characters to be fucking murdered from the fucking get go. I mean, I was like, oh god, just please slaughter every one of these fucking twats. Oh Jesus!
These
Oh,
But the
millennials.
tragic backstory, Marty. The tragic backstory.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Also,
that almost felt like shoehorn. Like, really, you're gonna
I know.
shoehorn a school
but,
shooting?
but the thing is, Sean, he was confused. It was like, guns are bad. Girl was shot with gun. Guns are good. Guns stop Leatherface. Guns are bad. It's like, make up your fucking mind. For the love of fuck, please stop fucking around. This movie
Oh
was.
man.
I was like, okay, maybe it can pull itself up. But then no, Leatherface had to retrieve his fucking chainsaw from a wall in a room that's been there for 40 fucking years. A chainsaw is a bastard hard thing to start. When you
Hmm.
take it out of the box when it's brand new, when you get it from the edge of the hardware store, it takes a couple of yanks. No, Leatherface somehow starts a chainsaw that's been in the wall for 40 years that's powered by fucking vapor. Fuck
Vapor.
off! Fuck right off!
Oh man. That was good.
And no ordinary chainsaw. It's made of vibranium or some shit. It deflects bullets. You can throw it like fucking Captain America's shield.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
like
Oh,
Excalibur or something that's otherworldly.
Oh dear.
It's got an
fucking
entity.
Jesus.
It's an
Oh, man.
entity.
I do agree with you, Monty. But this is you would at least want to have some characters you want to be you want to pull for and survive, but none of these characters are interesting whatsoever. They're all nothing.
I would-
Is
I
mean,
would disagree
maybe
and say that the
maybe
one was.
Lily because she was in the school shooting, but they
Mhm.
really don't do anything other than the fact that she's got the bullet hole, she's got the scar from the bullet hole, but they don't even try to at least build on that aspect of the character to make you at least care for her somewhat, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, guys, you got to do something better with the characters.
I would agree. I do say the one character that I thought had potential and he dies halfway through was the kind of our redneck Bubba guy who showed he was a little deeper than what, they kind of were giving him a little bit of nuance and they were kind of forming. I wish Christian had said this too. I wish that would have been more about those two characters than some of our other ones because I think we would have had a little bit more interesting dynamic. Or is it just me?
I thought at first he was gonna be like part of the family or something, like one of the older movies,
Yeah. I just thought he was an interest. Like out of everyone, he was the only one I was like, okay, he's somewhat interesting. Halfway for what the movie's giving us.
True, and it ain't giving us much.
No, it's not giving us much. But then the fact that, it was filmed in Bulgaria, we already have problems, people, before we even start the movie.
Yeah.
We already have problems.
I don't get that. I mean, why'd you have to film it there? You could film that anywhere.
Money? I guess.
Money.
Hey, Sean, isn't it obvious? Bulgaria looks so like Texas. Like, ah.
All right, Devious Diva. What do you thought about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even finish the movie. I fell asleep.
Wow.
I watched about 45 minutes. In fairness, this is out of all the movies you're discussing, the only one that I can't give a fair assessment. And I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but that is how bad I thought it was that I fell asleep. It's a great timer movie if you're tired. So I have a lot more I'd say about Scream and Halloween Kills. What I did see of it, I just didn't like. I think it's just a very pale knockoff imitation of the original and trying to capture that. And it was an epic fail. That's my opinion.
Just to piggyback on Marty's rant, my thing about this movie is that if it's supposed to, or not just that, my other rant was, why introduce Sally in this film?
Mhm.
What purpose does she serve in this film other than trying to copy off of Halloween 2018? And then she's not even the main focus of the film. And then should I spoil it?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone
No
cares.
spoilers, that's fine.
Hey,
You
want me to spoil it?
Spoil the hell out of it.
And then she gets killed. It's like, Jesus. And it's like, and you would think that the way they shape her character, you would think that when she had the chance to kill Leatherface, she would do it, but then she doesn't do it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I was like, what in the world? These people are writing this. You would think they would make this character better. I would have liked it better, even if you're not going to include her character, or if you are, at least try to make her the focal point. If you want to do Halloween 2018, to just go all the way.
I know.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching it and I was like, okay, because I was excited. I thought, okay, were we going to do a ripoff of Halloween? Yes and no, because I feel Halloween was way more respectful to the Laurie Strode character. And what was very symbolic to me is when, although I will admit, the scene of her hanging above the chainsaw was cool looking. I got to give it that. I thought it was looking cool. And when he throws her into a literal bag of garbage, I was like, this is a great metaphor for this character because that's what she is to this movie. She's just literally garbage. And that scene where she's like, say Franklin, and everyone else, say my name, and you're like, you have a gun, shoot him, and he's just sitting there. And I got angry. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, you stupid whore?
in comparison to how angry you got, what was going on through my head when I saw that scene?
Oh God,
Tell the lads what happened.
you did
Uh-oh.
it, Marty, because you're a better storyteller than I am.
So
You
I
just-
was like, okay, Sally's getting ready. Okay, she's left the two in the car. I'm like, oh my god, please don't like fucking get to beating him and
No.
be like, look at me, Leatherface. And it's like, no, you're not good. She fucking did it. Oh my god. And I was screaming. I was literally screaming at the TV. And Jen was like, you're okay, calm down. No, this is bullshit.
And we haven't even talked about the Uber part yet. The fact that an Uber, is in a Texas Chainsaw movie is just sacrilege. I mean, that is just fucking. I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I don't know it. The kills were good. If I can say a positive, some of the kills were pretty interesting.
The practical effects were great. That's probably the only one of the saving grace in this film is that the practical effects were decent. You know, from the time Leatherface is on the bus and sawing all the people in half till the first initial kill that we see in the film. So you got to give at least that's one of the few things they did get right was the practical effects.
Yeah, it did. And Christian brought up there is somewhat of a continuity problem with Leatherface's age, because if you see on the picture, I wish Christian were here, it says that we're only like a year after everything happened initially. So it's like the timeline is very fucked up. Christian saw a picture in the hallway and he's like, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So, but that's the least of this movie's problems. That is the least of this movie's problems.
Yeah, because the one thing I'm like, wait a minute, if this is supposed to take place so many years after 74, then how old is Leatherface? What happened to his family? How did he get to the orphanage? That's one thing. I was like, well, you would think you would at least have that explanation to explain why he's there and what happened to whether the Sawyers or the Hewitt family, because whatever part of the Texas Chainsaw you're going, whether you're going with the Hewitts or you're going with the Sawyers, and you want to at least try to get that explanation. You could spend about good 2 or 3 minutes trying to explain what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think Trenchy made a good point. We were talking to Trenchy about it, and he made a very good point that these movies don't do well without the family.
They don't.
Leatherface is an element, but they're more kind of compelling when the rest of the family, the Hewitts or the Sawyers, are involved. There's something a bit more of a threat than just Leatherface, because then you're just lampooning Michael or Jason or which I don't put him in the category then.
No, I don't.
Those guys are either supernatural or something. Leatherface is a very human kind of character, and they made him a bit too like Jason Voorhees in this movie, in my opinion.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And just the way they treated the character of Sally, she deserved better. She really did.
I know. I didn't think that actress was too bad either. Like I could have bought that she was Sally, you know.
She was her acting was great. It's just she didn't have anything to work with. Like her, and like I said, she's so bent on revenge and she has a shot and she doesn't take it. And like, it's just a weird scene. That scene is weird. For so many reasons.
It really is.
It's fucking
sitting right there.
Blow his fucking head off.
Want to kill him so bad. It's been 50 years, she says. It's been 50 years. So what are you waiting for?
She wanted to hear him say her name. She did a Destiny's Child move and she wanted to hear him say her name. Basically.
That's funny.
It was an awful movie, guys. It was. I don't like to be a dick. I tried to be positive. I mean, the gore was cool, but oh god, this movie was bad. This movie, and we knew, like when we saw that trailer drop, Marty and I did, and Christian did a thing, and we were like, oh, this isn't gonna be good.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll give you my thoughts. I do agree it was not a good movie, but I wouldn't say it's a total piece of garbage because on the level of it being a straight up slasher, which is what it is, it's
Mhm.
not all that bad in that sense. It just Leatherface the Killing Machine, which reminded me of like that's what Michael was in Halloween Kills, just annihilating everybody in town. That's all it was about, is Leatherface the Killer slashing everybody. So in that sense, it's okay. But if as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie with all the
Yeah.
history and trying to be a direct sequel to the original, it fails on every level.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For
Yeah.
one thing, they make no effort whatsoever, and this is the same problem I had with Texas Chainsaw 3D. Is they make no attempt to make it like look like the original movie or any kind of maybe give it that little realistic shaky camcorder kind of feel like the original had. Uh, nothing to make it look like a 70s movie or anything. It's
Yeah.
just modern, sleek, like it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, like
And
for all my problems with Halloween Kills, I love the intro to Halloween Kills. How they get the same kind of I don't know what kind of effect they've done, but they
right.
use an effect to make it look like the cameras from the 70s. And I think if they had done that for this movie, it might have give it some level of authenticity. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And it's a total waste of Sally, like Jen was saying. You bring back a classic legacy character from the original movie, who's the only one that survived, and then you do her like that. You just kill her off halfway through the movie, and she has no arc, very very little paper thin arc to her story, other than you see some of the newspaper clippings in the room or whatever. Like that's it. Ugh, what a waste. Marilyn Burns would be rolling in her grave, probably.
That's what
Hmm.
I thought. And then the Uber thing. I can't. The Uber thing bothers me. That fucking Uber scene just bothers the
Well,
fuck
see,
out of me.
they couldn't have a random truck driver drive by for your want to hop into the back, so they
Yeah,
had to
come on.
have like
It's also
within.
the 21st century, so I didn't mind the Uber thing because it's 21st century. So what do you know?
Yes, I suppose. I was just like, this is not Texas Chainsaw. If it was a random slasher movie, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But because we do have the Texas Chainsaw brand on it, that's where I have a lot of issues. It's just like Sean said, I agree with him. As a slasher movie, we've seen way worse. But as a Texas Chainsaw movie, it is no, no. I wish they almost wouldn't have made one, honestly. And I think another big miss is the not including the family aspect because most people, as much as we love Leatherface, the family aspect really gives an interesting
Yeah,
contrast to Leatherface and really kind of makes it very much more interesting.
Mhm.
I will say Leatherface himself was pretty well done. Like I thought he looked like classic Leatherface. He had all the mannerisms down and the big burly guy.
Mm-hmm.
I could buy it. He was pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah. The actor was it Robert Berman? I think his name was. He did a
Yeah,
pretty good job as Leatherface. I had no problem with his
he
performance.
was scary, intimidating. So they got that
Hmm.
right. And what do you think about when he kills the so-called mother? Um, and he cuts her face off and puts it on. Like, how does the face stay on his head? Like, there's no like string holding it on or anything. What, just the wetness from her blood keeping the face on?
Uh,
That's what I thought.
maybe he like cut out where the ears were and like hooked them behind his. I don't fucking know. Again, Sean,
You
this is
can't
the least
justify
of
it.
this movie's problems. There is a miracle fucking chainsaw that's able to fucking rev up and start after 40 years on nothing but fumes. The fucking face is the least of the problems.
That was another thing I thought was a little cheesy. Oh, I gotta make it all dramatic. He's got it hidden in the wall, the sacred chainsaw.
Why was it in the wall? Also, I think I asked you this too, Marty. Why the fuck was it in the wall?
It
Like,
reminded me of that
Jen,
the Rob
Jen,
Zombie Halloween. You know how he had the knife under the floor and the
that made more sense though. This is why.
I don't.
I don't know.
I can't. I don't know.
I want to know how he
You
was able to
super glue.
plaster up the wall again after he had the fucking chainsaw in there. It's like,
Well, you don't want to destroy the house, Marty.
He super glued it. Oh, that's a good one.
What'd you guys think of the bus scene there, the cancel culture thing?
okay, so this is what the line was stupid. The line didn't work, but one thing I liked was if you got to look at the phone, some of the messages that were coming through on TikTok.
Yeah, I know. I was
Instagram,
checking it out.
Yeah. So, hey, where is this? I'd love to be there. I'd love to be there. Is this Coachella? And it's like, okay, it's like fucking hell.
Coachella. That's another thing that bothered me too. Is like, really, no one's gonna do anything to try and survive. They're just like fodder, you know. They don't
One
do
girl
nothing.
tried
Try
getting
tackle
out the
them,
window.
something.
Yeah, she tried getting out the window, but unfortunately, she did not make it.
You would think a few people would have made it out of the bus. Like I know these are slashers, and we got to take a grain of salt with this sort of stuff. But you would think a few people would have made it off the bus. They were packed in like rats.
I don't know if they were trying to be kind of sensational or erotic or whatever the fuck, but when the guy got his bollocks fucking sawed through, and then the blade went in between the other girl's legs, it's like, what are you trying to say with this scene?
I found it erotic, Marty.
I didn't realize they were trying to say something there.
Of course you would, Jen.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die when I do this. Jesus.
I mean, the vibrations. Think of the vibrations, Marty. I mean, literally, the Beach Boys are right. We're getting good vibrations.
Jen, my fucking planners and bollocks would be gone. There wouldn't be anything for me to feel.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, good point. Like an erotic dildo, except a chainsaw.
Diva, can you talk some sense into this woman, please?
I agree with her, and she's entertaining. I'm having fun. I'm in the show, but I'm having fun watching the show.
And there's always that.
Yep.
Any final thoughts, Devious Diva?
For that movie, no, I was just terribly disappointed because I actually like the franchise, and I think they should have left it alone or done something better. So for that one, I don't have much to say. I have a lot more to say about the other two, but for me, that was an epic fail. It's a disappointment.
I agree.
Sure. One more thing. What a very controversial ending too. Anything to say on that, Marty?
So the movie, I honest to God, just put this franchise to bed. No, seriously, like, poor old Leatherface needs a fucking break. I don't think he's been good since maybe the remake. Oh my God, the Platinum Dunes remake. I can't believe. Yeah, Platinum Dunes remake in comparison to this is fucking. It's a work of fucking art.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I'm not trying to be a dick, but that had Arlie Ermy. It had fucking Jessica Biel in a fucking wet vest. It had everything. Sorry, Jen, but yeah.
I'll cut her. I agree with you guys, but me and Christian are in the minority. We like 2016 one. I know a lot of people didn't, but I mean, you guys got to admit, at least it was somewhat a lot more in touch with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre lore than this one is. Like, I know me and Christian are in the minority, but I wish they would have maybe done a sequel to that. And I know that's a very controversial opinion, but we really liked that one. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, maybe not perfect, but compared to this piece of shit, it's a lot. You guys got to give it to us. It's a lot better. Like, it could have been way worse.
Oh, Trash Stash, you're killing me.
Oh, Trash Stash. No, no,
What?
no. Well, somebody's got to like 3D.
Do your thing, cuz.
Yeah.
Bye.
You do you,
Yeah,
man.
let's turn Leatherface into the T-Rex at the end of Jurassic Park. Yeah, fuck yeah, what the fucking shit.
I fucking love my incest as much as all you guys do, but even I was like, oh, fucking blow me.
That's I'd say that's right on the level with this one, Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's like got a lot of the same issues.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't good.
And they're
Mhm.
they would try and do the same thing, be a straight up follow up to the original, and failed twice now. Let's move on. You know?
I like what Christian said. Christian goes, ew, 3D.
Ew. All right, guys. So, Monty, you have anything else to say on this one?
No. Let's move on.
Yeah. So, where do you see the Texas Chainsaw franchise moving forward, if at all?
A garbage disposal. A fucking garbage disposal.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with this. Even with the post-scene credits, maybe they might realize. I think we might have to bring the Sawyers or the Hewitt family back again, based upon the post-scene credits, and maybe they might explain what happened to the family, no, after the original film and how he got put into the orbit. Maybe they'll realize, oops, maybe we should have did that before we made this movie. I guess we could do that in the other film too. Maybe that might make some sense. Maybe they might bring the Lila character back. She's out for revenge because what happened to her sister. I really don't know what direction they're going to go in this franchise again, because I don't know how well it did as far as Netflix is concerned.
I'm with Christian. If you're going to do another one, put it in space.
Oh,
Just
God.
whenever,
I knew that was
whenever
going
a
to come.
franchise turns to shit, just fuck the bastard into space.
Oh, is that Christian?
Space.
Yeah, that's fucking, yeah. That's smart.
No, Christian, no. It's bad enough they send the Amityville into space. We don't need
Yeah, I know.
Leatherface in space.
Oh, God.
No, Monty, lightsaber chainsaws. Think about it.
No. Don't give him any ideas.
No.
Oh, my
Make it a
God, that's not
crossover
gonna
with
be-
Sharknado crossover.
God. Let's keep this
Chainsaw
franchise
and
with some
sharks and
dignity.
stuff.
I mean, come on now. We had enough with the space thing. It was bad enough they did space with the Fast and Furious. We don't need Leatherface. No.
No, we
No.
don't. I'm not our Leatherface. Not me and Monty's Leatherface. If you guys
Leather
you fuckers
space.
fucking- me and Monty are
Okay, guys, have you seen Trash Stash?
Oh yeah, that's funny.
We have a problem.
We have a massacre.
that's cute. Okay, that's cute.
Good one.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
So how about you, Trash Picture Show? Do you think it's going to continue? If so, what
No.
do you wanna
If
see?
anyone has a fucking street of sense, they'll put this fucking baby to bed for a while, a long while, because I think there's only so many times you can have Leatherface bombing around with a chainsaw and like fucking a bunch of stupid kids running afoul him. You need to do something. You need to take it in a different direction. Maybe a different origin story. Maybe like I know I didn't like the film, but Jen made a good point that at least with the Leatherface, was it Leatherface?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Leatherface.
Yeah, that tried to do something different.
Mhm.
Yeah, like again, that's better than fucking repetition. Like at least be adventurous with it. This was not adventurous. This was just
Yeah. By
a
the
fucking
numbers.
paint by numbers.
Yeah.
A stupid paint by numbers.
Indeed. Well, I'll say what I want, but I don't know how many people would want it, and that's if we're gonna do a direct sequel to the original. How about a direct sequel to the direct sequel, Texas Chainsaw 2? And that's what I wanted for part 3. Bring Stretch back, baby, Carolyn.
It's an interesting idea. At
And
this point.
Chop Top, bring Chop Top back, and I was thinking maybe have like um, Lefty's son or something, and make it like Billy Bob Thornton or somebody like taking over as sheriff or something like that.
Oh, Christian's going crazy. In space, you can hear a chainsaw.
No,
That's something.
Sparky,
That's
back.
something they haven't done yet. The sequel to the original sequel.
Somewhere out there, Brad is screaming no, and no, he doesn't even know why, but he's screaming no.
Yeah, no, I can hear Brad now.
You're wrong, Sean.
Bring back that crazy '80s soundtrack there. But yeah, in all honesty, I think they should, like Trash Picture Show, just put it to rest for at least 10 years until they can come up with a decent script worthy of, the
Of the
original,
legacy.
or the remake even. Yeah. Something. All right, shall we move on, guys? Let's talk about Scream 2022 or Scream 5.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's Devious Diva go this time. I'm pretty she has a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
I liked the movie. I thought it had redeeming qualities. Scream 4, I thought was terrible.
Ooh.
So I really didn't like it, but I'm not a fan of Emma Roberts and other reasons. I just didn't like it at all. I thought there was like a huge cheese factor to it. Whereas this movie, I thought at least circumvents back to the original, having the daughter of Billy Loomis in it, having Skeet Ulrich in the movie, and of course having Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. I thought it redeemed itself from its original. I actually really liked it. I liked the killings in it. Just from the get-go, the beginning, I thought that the girl in the beginning who would be like the Drew Barrymore of the first one, she puts up a good fight. It's a pretty quick scene, but I thought just from the start it had good action and a good storyline, and it tied into the first one. I loved it. I liked it a lot.
You didn't like Scream 4?
More than, yeah, I just was not a fan of 4. For some reason, it just didn't do it for me. And a lot of people did like it. I went to see it in theaters. I thought some of it was good. I think I was just disappointed with the outcome, who the killers were.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a little silly that Emma Roberts just wanted to be the next Sidney Prescott. I don't know. For some reason, 3, that is so underrated. I thought that one was brilliant. I really liked 3 as opposed to 4.
Yeah, because I actually like 4 better than 3, but I understand because a lot of people for some reason don't like Emma Roberts as an actress. Is that the reason why you don't like her as an actress?
I think that I don't mind her because I've seen her in a comedy where The Millers, where her part wasn't bad. I think it's just the way it's written. I thought it was just over the top, and she's just freaking out, screaming, and throwing herself into the table to get all scratched up. And it's just like, no one can beat this little girl. And it's like they all could beat her ass. It just, to me, was not believable. Her and Macaulay Culkin's little brother are the killers. And I'm like, this is too cheesy. They could own these kids. It just was goofy.
Yeah, because I guess because I enjoyed 4 a lot because as much as I like 3, I just thought that the villain in 3, Roman, his motivations were weak. He's out of all the Ghostface, I think he's the weakest of the one. And I actually did like Emma Roberts' character. I actually did enjoy what she wanted to do because at the time when Scream 4 came out, it was starting to be that the only way people felt they had to become famous, they had to do something very stupid or dumb. Even though her reasoning is dumb, but that's what they go for. It's like, well, I got to do this so I can become famous, and because of likes. Even now, with these influencers, the only thing they want is likes and followers because they feel it's the only way they become famous. So I didn't mind her motivation, and of course, I love Kirby.
I love Hayden Panettiere. Is that her name?
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
Yes, I like her a lot. She was a favorite in that movie. But I agree with you on the motivation because I thought in 3 Romans was a very weak one. So the motivation of having notoriety and celebrity, that's something everybody wants. Hence, like social media, Facebook, people have to have 5,000 followers. They have to show that they're really liked when they don't know who the hell these people are. So I get that. I really do.
Good point.
And the age works for it as well, because like you had all these fucking teenagers eating fucking Tide Pods and jumping out of their car and dancing next to them. God, it's like, Jesus Christ, people will do anything for notoriety, good, bad, or indifferent, even if it even means getting themselves fucking killed. So yeah, that I get what you're saying, Monty, with that as well. That like, you know, just fucking teens are stupid. They do stupid shit.
Who the fuck's gonna eat a goddamn time? It's like, come on, God, that's stupid. That is stupid. And nitwits went on ahead and did it anyway. It's like, you know, it just boy.
and Monty, that's the least of stupid shit teams have been doing. The fire challenge. There are motherfuckers setting themselves on fire for a challenge. Like, oh, I don't know. Maybe Darwin, I think, made a mistake.
What's up, Dino?
Hey, Dino.
Hey, Dino.
By the way, what's up, Hobbs and Ben Grimm and Christian, of course. Of course, Christian says, I said it before, it's the best Scream movie, but I still don't like it.
Oh, yeah, by the way, if you don't know it by now, Jen's son, Christian, doesn't like any other Scream. He hates Scream. Go ahead, explain it away, Jen.
Okay, so it's both Christian and I are very weird when it comes to the Scream franchises. Christian does not like any of them. Like, he actually liked this last one for what it was, but he still didn't like it. But he can acknowledge there's some good things about it. And I'm a weird case as well because I don't hate Scream, but I'm very indifferent toward the franchise, which is weird because I was a '90s kid and Wes Craven is my all-time favorite director of all time. And so you would think I would be a major. It's always puzzles people when they go, you're not a bit. No, I'm not a big Scream fan. I will say though, I'm not. It weirds people out. But then if you follow Jen's logic, it's sort of like, okay, that's sort of a Jen thing to do. Her favorite director, you know, there's other franchises he did that I enjoy more. But the Scream movie, this last one, I was going into it and I thought, oh God. But I gotta be honest, I thought it was good. I thought that this is probably how the Halloween fans feel, because Halloween is way more my franchise. This wasn't, but I thought the movie really treated the Scream fans right. There was some poignant scenes. It tied everything in, and I really loved the nods to Wes Craven. I as a Craven fan, I just thought that was kind of a really sweet thing to do, and it didn't feel pandery. It felt like it was generally the people making this. It had a lot of love and affection behind it, which is something that as a Craven fan I could appreciate. The movie was good. I had a few issues with it. The fact that Billy Loomis was sort of guiding his daughters, you know, he's this killer and everything, and I know it's his daughter, but would that be really in character? From, you know, there was a few problems there, but overall I thought it handled it really good. I thought the scene with David Arquette is really great. I loved how they handled his character. Overall, I didn't love it, guys, but I thought it was good, and I thought this is something, you treated your fans right. You treated your fans right. Not my thing, but I liked it for the most part. It is one of the better Scream movies since the first one. And as far as what I see for it going for, I'm not too excited for the next one. I don't know if they're going to be able to capture the magic in the bottle again. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not super excited for this next one. But I'm wrong.
Yeah, because I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this Scream movie. I thought it was a nice continuation of the franchise. I like the fact that they went back towards the first one. Some decent callbacks to the first one. My only thing was like, what are you going to do with Gail, Dewey, and Sydney that you already haven't done? And it's like, to me, we really don't need them anymore. But they did what they did with them was fine. I like what they did with Dewey's character. I think if you're going to bring back all three of them, then I think the way they handled Dewey's character was a great continuation. And I think out of all the three of them, he's had the greatest and strongest character growth out of the three of them.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of the new characters. I mean, I mean, other maybe Jenna Ortega and the actress that played her sister. They were the only two
Yeah.
actors I like out of all the other ones. All the ones were just forgettable. It's like
Yeah.
you want to have somebody that you like in these new characters, but I did like the motivation of the killers or the ghost face in this one. I thought they had a great motivation because it sort of plays on to what we see out of, like, say, from Star Wars fanboys or Halloween fanboys or any other fanboys when they get pissed off about a franchise, like all the Star Wars fanboys got pissed off of the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I
Good point.
guess, good point. But it was okay. I thought it was good. It's not better than four, better than three. But like I said, I'm from the '70s, and Scream it's okay. It is what it is. I respect the fact that what the franchise is, and of course, Wes Craven is one of my favorite directors. Definitely a lot of callbacks to Craven,
Yeah.
and it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do with the next one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very
Good
true.
point.
So yeah, I'll say I am someone that does love the original film. I think it is a classic in my personal opinion, but and
Okay.
I'm like Jen, I love Wes Craven. He's had so many classics and brilliant director. And I felt this one was really solid. And that's just that, a solid Scream sequel. It's like a loving homage to the original, and some callbacks to part four as well with the sheriff girl there. And I thought it was well done. It felt like a Wes Craven directed. You wouldn't even know it wasn't directed by a Wes Craven because it felt like all the other Scream movies,
Hmm.
especially Burn Back Sydney and Dewey and Gail, and like Monty was saying, Dewey had the best arc for sure. And I actually liked him in this movie. I never liked him before. Always thought he was like goofy and corny and cheesy, but I really liked him in this one. He seemed like weary and worn out from the whole thing. Like it was
Hmm.
catching up to him. And the way they gave him that send off, I thought it was badass. When he's like loading the gun, all dramatic. And the
One of the
way he
best
went out was like pretty brutal. And had some nasty kills in there, especially that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. The kills were brutal. Not as gory as four, but they were brutal.
And I liked all
And
the meta humor that they had in it because it's called callback from the first one. There was a lot, especially when in the beginning scene when they're talking about current horror movies and
yeah,
elevated horror. I
Mm.
like that. I like that.
and the title alone is making fun of that, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
just called Scream. It's not called Scream 5 because, it's a requel. I like that idea. That was funny. And I like when they show the stab. You know how they keep showing the stab movies in each movie within a movie.
Mhm.
And it's like, what is it? Stab 8, and the guy's got machine guns. That was fun. And I really like it. That really surprised me that Billy came back. For those scenes.
Mhm.
That was
It
pretty
was a
cool.
nice touch.
Yeah. But I get your point, Jen. Maybe it didn't quite make sense given the character, knowing the character, but it was just cool
Yeah.
seeing him come back, and it was like nice.
Oh well, I don't begrudge it because, like I said, I'm not, but if I was a major Scream person, I'd be like, oh my god, that's so cool. I would be eating it up. I don't have a problem with it, but I just as a character wise, but I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was really a sweet, like it's weird to say this about a Scream movie, but I thought it was sweet, and I thought Craven, wherever he is, if he could see this, he'd probably have a big smile on his face and thought, okay, you guys did me right. So
I think you would, yeah. How about you, Marty?
I actually have not seen this one yet. I kind
Oh, you
of
haven't
kept
seen
away
it yet?
from it.
Mm.
I haven't. I had a part of it spoiled that certain particular character's death spoiled. I was like, oh
Sorry,
shit.
Marty.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
before I even fucking knew or was on the stream, I had it spoiled and I was like, balls. So I am going to watch it at some stage. Scream. I only like the first one, and I'm not trying to be a dick or anything because I love the first one, but I think the first one has given us so much to the slasher genre, but also contributed to a whole host of really bad imitators.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
The
it's
Scream
like it's a
clones.
double-edged sword because we got some really great fucking slashers. Like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I love that movie, but for every I Know What You Did Last Summer, there's like another fucking terrible slasher movie out there. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
That's very
there's one
true.
question I want to ask. Diva, did you see the Scream TV shows?
I did not. So I don't know if they're any good. I'm not like a TV show person, but if it
Mm,
is something you'd recommend, I would check it out because I love Scream. So
yeah, because I saw all 3 seasons of the Screams TV shows. I think you would like them a lot because the first 2 seasons they have the same characters for the first 2 seasons, and then they did a summer special with them, and then it was I think they did the right thing where they just okay we can't do anything more with these characters, so in the third season they give out these whole different characters
Mhm.
in the season. It's just that unfortunately in the third season there's a twist that you'll probably guess within the first 20 minutes.
I would definitely check it out because I
Mm,
loved Scream since the beginning in '96. I was 13 when it came out and I was obsessed with it. I was happy a year later was the next movie. And I love them. So to me,
mm,
this was a great comeback movie. So I would definitely check out the show.
mm.
I agree. It was a good
I
comeback
wanted to
movie.
see Matthew Lillard, though. He was begging and dying to be in subsequent movies. Someone said he had a cameo. I've seen it a few times, but I've never seen him. So I'm wondering if it got cut or he never really did get to make any
I
appearance.
I think my friend Steven from Craving Something Scary, I believe he had told me that he was actually he was an extra in one of the scenes. I don't know if it's in Scream 4 or this Scream where he's you don't see him, but he's one of the extras in the background because I think at the time when it was filming, he was friends with Neb. Neb said they were filming. He wanted to come on in. He said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "Sure." So he's in it, but I forget it was the Scream 4.
As an extra,
Yeah,
as a fucking extra. Are you?
extra.
Now, see, I've heard that he might show up in this next one. That's just like a big rumor, but that's what I've heard. That he don't be surprised if he doesn't pop up in this next
Yeah, I
one.
know, because I did a stream with Steven about Scream, and he's a huge Scream fan, and he loves Stu. He's been dying to have Stu back just as much as I've been dying to get Kirby back in the Scream franchises. So, if Stu does come back, he'll be one happy guy.
I would
A lot
love
of
that.
people
Hope he
seen,
does.
yeah, a lot of people seen the one to come back, but if he did, I don't know how much sense it would
Yeah,
make.
he's right.
Like,
Yeah, because he did say he was supposed to be back in 3, but the script got leaked, so they had to change the story because they always try to keep their best to keep the scripts secret, so no one knows who the killer or killers are. But that one got leaked out.
I mean, the ghost face killer is not Michael Myers. You're not gonna. They don't come back from being a
Diva,
TV
if you were
smashed in
gonna
your face like that over your head. I don't think so.
Diva, if you were going to bring Stu back, how would you have him come back? How would you have him survive? Would
Oh
you?
gosh. I honestly don't know. I think that he would have to be either some type of flashback or apparition or something kind of like Billy Loomis is
Yeah,
just like in her mind. Or he'd have to play a different character in like a different disguise because I'm not sure how otherwise you'd bring him back. But even as a ghost, I just think he's so zany and fun. He was like the personality to me out of the two killers in the first one. So
Mhm.
however they make that happen, I think it would be great.
Oh yeah.
I love the line. My mom's gonna be so bad.
My mom's gonna be
I
so
love that
I li- I, li- I like when Randy was talking about how he wants to go out with Sydney. He's like, "You think I'd have a chance?" He's like, "Ah!"
Although for me, I find humor in Ski Ulrich too, because at the end when he's looking for Nev Campbell, who's hiding and talking to him on the phone, he's overturning like couch cushions. It's like, well, she's not going to be under there, but he's so pissed and he's like, bitch, and he's looking all around in places she'd never be. And so he was funny to me too. I love that part.
Look at Christian. How about the next one? Because
It'd be real tough to beat that duo, you know.
Very true.
Live
her alone. So, where do you guys see the Scream franchise going forward? What do you think they'll do? Or what do you want to see?
Space.
I think
no
Space.
That's gonna be highly impossible.
Devious Diva, how about you?
I honestly don't know. And I say that because my gripe about 4 and 5, though I did say I liked 5 better, is that, and I understand it, but I'm 38 years old. So seeing it just be like these young teenagers, I really would like to see if there's another movie. It's not that it can't focus on younger people, because that's what it's usually about. But I'd like to see a different type of killer, someone a little older, maybe someone from the other movies that was presumed dead but isn't dead. So I'd like to see something different where it's not one of the main characters, one of the main kids in the inner circle itself. I think if they did that, that would be interesting.
Yeah, like someone like Billy Loomis's mother. She was a killer in the second one. We can have someone like that.
Ooh, yeah.
I loved her. She had the bugged out, crazy eyes like him. That was perfect casting to me.
Stu's twin brother. He's like,
there you
that's
go.
how you get little back. You killed my twin.
it's been done before.
Before, I think what they might do is that, because as we saw how killer mode she got on, I think the guy's name is Reggie. When Billy told her to go on ahead and do what you do best, and she really killed the shit out of him. I think we might see her toe the line in between, being a serial killer and not being a serial killer. So that they might play into that aspect of her character.
I like that idea. I just think it needs to be maybe someone older, someone new, someone that's not a kid. That would be kind of cool to see.
Interesting. What would you like to see, Jen?
I'm not, like I said, this isn't my franchise, so I can't get too passionate. I like what the diva said, though. I think that would be, it's something a little different, a breath of fresh air. I think that's where we always, these movies are tricky because you want to pay homage to the past and be respectful, but at the same time, you want to try to go in a different direction and give it a breath of fresh air. So I like the idea of maybe a killer that we thought was dead that comes back. I kind of like that idea. I actually do. What I think they're probably going to do, I think we're just going to be getting it. I think we have 3 or 4 more Screams on the horizon. Whether the quality will be as good as this last one, I don't know. It could surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if the quality dipped a little bit. Not to sound like this negative Debbie Downer. Oh, you guys, it's all going to suck from now on. No, it's not like that. I hope for the best, but I would not be surprised if the next one maybe went a little bit in quality.
If they do bring back Stu, right, they could do something really kind of nice, nod to Wes Craven. He's like, don't you know who I am? I'm Stu. I was on TV, bitch.
That would be awesome.
I was on prime time, bitch.
Maybe could even have Freddy show up in it or something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So what I would want to see is where, like DV Steve was saying, you want to see someone older. I think a cool way to do that would be to have Sydney dating someone new, like older, who could end up being like the killer, who doesn't have a connection really to the original or anybody else, or someone who's just kind of obsessed with her, maybe. Like a stalker.
I like that. That's a good idea.
the Rock from High Rise.
Yeah. Maybe it's too much like a Lifetime movie. I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see if they could do something different, because this one was certainly a homage to all the previous one, to the original, and paying respects to Wes Craven. Now, what can you do that's different than all the others that can bring Scream to a new generation? Instead of just rehashing the same old thing, can they do something different?
Agree.
Now that you have a new director, and he did a pretty good job with this one. What else can he do?
Denise Richards from Wild Things comes back for revenge.
There you go.
Good idea, Ben.
Yeah, it was a good one, Ben.
Sydney's gonna get buck wild. I would like, because where Sydney was kind of shoehorning this one, she didn't have much of a. I like to see her be front and center one last time.
A cult. That's actually not a bad idea.
Oh boy, you really want to go there?
I wouldn't mind it done right. It could be a lot of fun. It could.
We don't need a Thorn trilogy.
I like the Thorn trilogy. Damn it! Power of the Thorn for always. I don't care. Fuck you all. I say this with love, but fuck you all. I like the Thorn trilogy. Damn it!
Then once to get that tattoo on
Paul
her.
Rudd beat that fucking. Paul Rudd defeated that, Michael. I like Paul Rudd as much as anyone, but he didn't have his Ant-Man suit. So yeah, there's.
Steel
Rocks,
pipe. That's all
depending
it
on
took.
what cut, Marty. It could have been the Rocks too that defeated him. Depending on what cut.
Oh man.
The Halloween Kills Michael would have friggin' filleted his ass like shish kebab or something.
Oh yeah. Sparky,
Speaking
fuck you.
of-
Halloween 6 is awesome. Fuck you, Sparky. Fucking hate her.
Another franchise Christian doesn't have all that much love for.
No. Nope.
God, I wish he was here tonight.
I know.
Except for 3.
I like 3.
I like 3 too. I have no problem with 3.
Should be part of the franchise. Should be part of the franchise.
just like I have no problem with the remake of Child's Play.
Oh.
That one hurts.
Then be fighting words. Then be fighting words.
That's why I said it, because I knew they'd get Jim.
Monty, you know
Monty.
how unstable she is. You know how unstable she can be.
You know, I love it when Jen rants.
I fucking hate that movie. Not my Child's Play.
Not my Chucky.
No, it's not.
Monty, Diva's gone. She might be back now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, DMC.
Hey, DMC.
What's up,
We
DMC?
lost her.
She might be back. Hopefully, she'll be back.
Yeah, hope you didn't scare her away.
Yeah, she probably heard my thoughts and I'm out.
Oh, there he goes. Halloween 3 for life.
God damn you, Christian. Fuck off. I don't know where.
Let's get into it, huh? Halloween Kills. Yes.
Oh, God, I wish Christian were here.
2021. And
Oh.
they already wrapped filming the new one already.
Yeah, no, they finished wrapping it up. Yes.
Which we should probably mention that after, like what we think about that even. But I guess that falls into the category of where we see it going.
Yeah, I don't know what Danny and Danny and David were doing with this. It seems like they were just trying to make a gap stop in between Halloween 2018 and Halloween Ends, because other than just Michael just going on a rampant killing spree, there's really not much happens in this film at all. Michael brutally kills almost everybody in the film, and then that's it.
Yeah.
He certainly does.
I enjoyed this movie right up until the end. I love the opening because I think that opening should have been in the first one, because my
Yeah.
issue with the 2018 Halloween, was it
Yes.
2018 that Halloween
was.
came out? It was like
Mhm.
they never explained how Michael was caught, like,
Mhm.
but that kind of shows you how he was caught, because I always
Right.
wanted to know, like, how the fuck they between that's what bugged me. How did they intercept Michael between the end of the original movie and this movie?
Sorry, Marty. Full moves. Halloween 3 is the worst movie ever. This worse than old too. Oh
He's
man.
right. And I fucking hate old, but he's right.
Jesus Christ! It has Tom Atkins, a fucking Irish Bond villain, and children's heads disintegrating. What more can you fucking ask for?
Michael Myers.
No, it doesn't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
a
be
little
Michael
thing you could ask
Myers.
for.
Now you do understand that John Carpenter did not want to create a whole entire series about Michael Myers. He's only going to
Yeah,
do
he wanted
one,
to do an
and the
anthology.
rest of the Halloween is supposed to be an anthology series where we have standalone movies.
Mhm.
That would have been
Nobody
cool,
else
Jen.
wanted that.
Think of it. Think of it. Every Halloween, we would have gotten an original fucking story every year.
I'm sorry,
Why?
guys. I love how the part 4 goes out of its way to go. You're getting Michael back. This has absolutely nothing to do with that other one. We're fixing it, and we're very, very sorry. But we're fixing it now, guys. I'm sorry. I love you, darling, but no.
Me personally, yeah, I agree with Jen on that. I'm glad they didn't keep going with that because I want Michael on my Halloween. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Great, Sean.
Hey,
I
Christine,
like
you
the
can live with
movie. I
me.
like it, but I like it
You can
just the
live
way
with
it
me,
is.
not your
Just a
abusive
one
mother.
shot. That's it.
But Sean, would you not have liked a yearly anthology of like original horror films? Like, were you not a fan of, say, The Dark Side, or Monsters, or like those kind of horror anthology TV shows? I mean,
Yeah,
you would have
but does it
gotten
have to
something
have
like
the
that.
Halloween name?
Halloween doesn't necessarily, like, I don't know, just Michael Myers. I think. Okay, can I ask you a question? If they hadn't done Halloween 2, if they had done if they'd done the original Halloween and then Halloween 3 came out in the place of Halloween 2, would you have been okay, do you think?
If they didn't make Halloween 2, maybe because it would have just been a one shot of Michael and that'd be it.
Hmm.
But they did, and I love it.
Okay.
So
Like,
you can't. How you gonna have two Michael Myers movies and then all of a sudden he's gone?
Yeah.
okay.
As a little Jen, when my parents brought me the cassette tape of 3, I was like, well, where's Michael Myers? And then
Jen, he is in the movie.
oh,
He
God
is in
damn.
the movie.
Yeah.
Loophole.
I hate when you people bring this up. Technically, you're right, but he's not. Let's just take semantics off the fucking table. He wasn't in it the way we wanted it. God damn it. Technically,
How could
you
anyone
are
love
right.
Halloween 3 and hate the new TMC? Oh man.
But Marty, I can see them doing it now, and I have a feeling they might. The way they've showed so much of those masks in the last 2 movies, I would not be surprised if they did that
I
again.
I want the Cult of Thorn versus the fucking Irish fuck, I'm not forgetting his name. Fuck, it'll come back to me. The Irish lad, the fucking dude from Tree. They were brilliant. Like, they're using masks, and the the other cult are
Mhm.
using Michael, and
Donald
like these
Cochran.
children being controlled by the masks are tearing their parents apart, and Michael has to kill them. They're like
Called
You
fucking
can merge,
Freddy
yeah, you can
versus
merge the
Jesus.
two. Yeah.
Yeah. The Thorn cult would win.
I done Jane a cool poster of that as well. I done a poster of that with the
It's still
kids
in the
attacking
horror room.
Michael.
How can anyone love Halloween 3 and hate the new TCM?
Because the new TCM is a fucking bag of burning condoms. Used condoms.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
One thing an anthology series doesn't excuse HV from being bad. It you say why it's unrelated. Or not, it's still a hot.
Burning dumpster.
I mean, put it this way. I
What
admit
say you,
it's
Christian? What say you to that, Christian?
I mean, Halloween 3 is not the best horror movie I've ever seen, but it's okay. I mean, yeah, I like the storyline. Obviously, Tom Skerritt was great in this film. I liked the bad guy in the film. And I thought it
Yeah.
was just something totally different that we haven't seen in a horror picture. So that's why I like Halloween 3 4.
Colin Cochran. That's the character's
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
Donald
yeah.
Cochran, yeah.
Mhm. Not unfortunately, that goddamn theme song now stuck in my head.
God damn it.
Happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
I guarantee you somewhere in Texas, Christian is just bopping to that right now.
See, I told you you scared the diva away.
Where'd
You
you
guys need
go?
to put me on a leash.
Jen, thoughts on Halloween Kills?
Okay, and I'm going to be speaking. I feel if Sparky were here, he would just be taking a really deep sigh. Halloween Kills. Okay, I have issues with it. I've said this before. I like Marty said, the ending. I was like a little kid in the theater, and I was Sparky was sitting next to me. We're like, oh my god, this is so awesome! Yes, look at the brutality. Yes, Michael's back, baby. I was having a blast with it, and then we get to that ending scene, and I just stopped and I was like, Sparky, what the fuck is going on? Am I so stupid? I don't understand. Because I was like, how the fuck does it go so wrong so quickly? And I'm like, kept waiting for something to make sense, like a scene to kind of explain what. And I was like, what the fuck? And Christian's like, no, what you saw happened. I have issues with that ending, but I also can say that it's a fun movie. Like this is very much in the reminiscent of 4, which is one of my favorite Halloween movies.
Yeah, it's true.
It's so much fun. We've got Big John, Little John. The kills are so fucking brutal. I do have it, and I love Anthony Michael Hall. Like, oh my god, guys, Anthony fucking Michael Hall. Just I loved him. I was just like, yay!
There's no Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
No Paul Rudd.
And I liked the Kimura. Like, even though it was fun, there were some scenes, early on with these people kind of went through a war together, and only they understand. There was some stuff in it, and I also liked when Anthony Michael Hall goes to the hospital and tells, you protected me all those years ago. Tonight, I'm going to protect you. I actually got, and I know this sounds real sappy, I actually got the feels, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. And I know the other scene that everyone gets pissed off is the mob scene. And Christian and Marty have brought out, these people should have known who Michael Myers was and known that person wasn't Michael Myers. I get that, but I didn't have much of a problem with that scene. It was very reminiscent of 4 with I like the mob mentality, and I get what the movie was trying to say. It didn't execute it great, but I liked what it had to say. So overall, it's a fun movie. Problematic, but fun.
Yeah.
That scene would have worked if they encountered someone, and I know it's been done in the same movie. They encountered someone wearing a Michael Myers mask. I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
I do too.
My issue and question for Monty and Sean. My issue, and I think I'm on the same kind of thing as Jen. The ending for me was like, okay, so is Michael a real world serial killer or is he supernatural? They keep on jumping the fence with this. So is he?
Well, I
Is he
think that answers
supernatural?
the question there.
Like, Well, what do you think?
I
What
think
do you
they
guys
made the
think?
decision at that point that this is the supernatural Michael now. Yeah,
Yeah, see, because that's the whole thing. I
they
don't know.
didn't really claim him to be.
Yeah, because
Uh,
as far as what David and Danny are doing with this one, because remember this is a direct sequel from the original Halloween, so we're not talking about the thorn coat in
yeah,
here. So I don't
exactly.
know where they're playing Michael at this aspect. I think once we get to Halloween Kills, we'll probably know more about what they're trying to do with this particular version of Michael. But I don't see it supernatural wise. I think it's more that he's just this mindless killing machine, and he just wants to kill. And
But like,
But
he should have
yeah,
been dead, Monty. He should have been fucking dead 6 or 7 times over because of that mob.
yeah, I
Like,
know
is
that.
it the mask? Is it
Yeah, I
the
know
mask
that.
that's
That's
giving him
one
the
of the problems
powers?
I have with the film is that if you're going to do the mob mentality on Michael, then what you and I could see why they were beating the crap out of him. But come on now, just blow his brains out, chop his head off. I mean, at least it sort of worked in the and Halloween H2O, even though it ruined it with resurrection.
yeah.
But at least if you're going to kill the guy, do the right thing, chop his head off, cut his legs off, do something to incapacitate him, not just beat the shit out of him silly. It's
They
silly.
shot him, just not in the head or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Mm,
Didn't the sheriff shoot him a couple of times?
he
Yeah.
shot him, but didn't shoot him in the
So
head.
did Judy Greer. The
She stabbed him.
oh yeah, I thought she
Yeah,
shot him.
Hmm.
like this guy's supposed to be in his 70s at this stage.
Yeah.
I mean, by rights, a bad fall down the stairs could take him fucking out, let alone a fucking mob beating him to death. Like.
At least he looked older, unlike the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The movie is really given
His bald,
and
yeah,
taken
a little
from.
bit gray hair.
Oh no, Michael popped his hip back into place. Run! It's like fucking shit.
But that's another reason why it doesn't make sense that they ignore Halloween 2. If they kept Halloween 2 in there, it would make more sense, wouldn't it? Because he was unstoppable in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
but
was
like I said,
kind of unstoppable in the first one, but you could buy that maybe he was human, but
mhm.
2 he
Yeah,
was
because
like
it
straight up.
that I guess is one of the reasons why I actually like the in the inclusion of Donald Pleasant's character. We
Mhm.
get to see. I thought the actor did a pretty good job in that particular scene. We see how Michael's captured because I guess Danny and David realizes, oops, we really made a mistake. We didn't show him how he got captured
Yes.
so they decided to, let's show how Michael got captured, which was a good idea. And it was good to include Donald Pleasance, a look-like
Yeah,
of Donald Pleasance in the character in
Yeah.
this one. But like I said, I don't know what aspect of Michael they're playing at here.
I don't know if they know yet. I think they might be doing it, but maybe it's this. We'll see. We'll see what goes. We'll find out.
Monty, do you? Oh, sorry, Jen.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Well, I think maybe we'll find out with Halloween Ends. Maybe we'll get a definitive answer with Halloween Ends. Maybe.
Well, Monty, do you think that kind of 70s flashback scene, do you think that would have been better served in the original movie? Get rid of this movie and then have Halloween Ends. Just have this and Halloween Ends.
Uh, that's a problem because I understand the trilogy, but like I said before, I don't know what David and Danny were doing with this one because there's really no story structure. There was no need to include that mob mentality scene against a guy that the guy was short and wasn't even tall or big, and it sort of wasted almost 20 minutes of the movie, and it really didn't serve any purpose in the movie other than just wasting 20 minutes and having people shout, "Evil dies at night, evil dies at night."
and that
Like I
guy
said,
didn't seem all that threatening to me.
I know he seemed
like
more scared
Michael
than
Myers should be
he seemed
pretty
more scared of
damn
Michael than the
intimidating.
townspeople were scared of Michael.
I always took it as like it just shows the mob man. Again, I took it as a harken back to 4, and it worked better in 4. I'm not going to say it didn't, but I think that they were trying to show the mob mentality and how good people can, with when enough panic and enough fear get into the equation, good people can do some horrific things and maybe become worse than the monsters they're chasing. That's just my own take. I'm probably totally wrong, but that's kind of what I took it. That's what they were trying to say with that.
I got 50 cents.
It has some issues. I'm not going to say it doesn't have issues. issues, but I wasn't as mad about it as some people were. Like, I kind of think I get what they were saying. Maybe, possibly, probably not.
Hey, Christian 50 Cent got shot 9 times, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Do you guys, I have a question for everyone. Do you guys think, because this is Christian, and I really wish you were here, because the movie, not the movie itself, but all the controversy after this movie, there was like a lot of debate in the horror community, and people were saying, you're not a true horror fan if you like this movie, or you're an idiot if you like this movie, or there were some people going, what is all this big hoopla for not that great of a movie? Did you think it was worth all, because it did cause a lot of controversy.
Oh yeah, it did. Yes.
Yeah. Was it worth it? Because it really depressed Christian. He was like really seriously kind of, I'm done with this. And it wasn't so much the movie he had a problem with, it was just the discourse around the movie. And I just wondered.
And this is the one thing I don't get when it comes to fanboys, because I know I think a couple of my other YouTubers, horror ghouls, who didn't like the movie and they got criticized. I think Vicky from Spooky, Vicky from Nightmare Maven. I know she caught some flack from it because she didn't like the movie because she's not a Halloween fan, and she caught some flack from it as well. It's like, come on, guys! It's like, what is your problem?
I boycotted. I felt bad because I think Sean wanted. I boycotted the fucking one of the streams he had for Halloween because it was just so toxic. It's like, guys, it's a fucking movie. I'm like, I'm out. I just did not want to touch this. I didn't even review it because it was just not. It just got so toxic and so kind of fucking clicky and fucking jockey kind of fucking frat boy bullshit going on, and I was like, nah.
True.
And it's like,
the Halloween fans are pretty hardcore, man. They're
it's like, come on,
on,
guys. It's like
Star Wars kind of level, you know.
I know it just harkens. It just makes me appreciate, when Cody Leach at the end of his movie says, no, people are assholes. We have opinions. You just don't have to be one. And it's like, come on, guys. It's like, we all have different opinions. We are going to agree movies that we like and other people don't like. I mean, I think there was a video that the Night Zone did with Gory, and Gory said she does not like any of the Conjuring films, and everyone knows how much. Yeah, I know. and because I said that to myself, I said, that's just how Jen. She's not a fan of the Conjuring film, and I love the Conjuring films, but that's just an opinion. Doesn't mean I'm going to criticize you, or I'm not going to criticize Gory. I'm not going to criticize anybody else, just as much as I love Freddy's Dead, and everyone hates it. But we all have opinions. That's what makes us great. There's movies that we're not going to like and I'm going to like. There's movies that Sean is going to like, I'm not going to like, and vice versa. I don't like The Void. Some people love The Void.
It's a very boring. It'd be a very boring world if everyone just liked everything the same. The discourse, civil discourse can be incredibly fun. It can be incredibly stimulating. But it would be a very boring world, I think, if everyone just went with the fucking crowd. I think that's
we
that's
should be able to talk about it and have a friendly discussion, not like attacking each other.
No, because
if you don't like this, that's not. The way.
Because even Lee McCoy, he's a huge Halloween fan, and but even he said, "Come on, guys, just because I can find he could criticize other aspects of Halloween." But he says you're not going to just jump on somebody just because he didn't like Halloween at all. So I never understand why people have to do that. Just because a person doesn't like a film doesn't mean that we're not horror fans.
Exactly. And and it's not like we all kid with each other and stuff, but we all know we're just kidding. It's never personal. It's never mean spirited. I don't have a problem when we're kidding or telling each other. Well, I tell that to Sparky, fuck off, but it's just in a kidding kind of way. That's fine. Right. I don't have a problem with that. But it's when people are doubting your credentials, or obviously you're an idiot if you don't think this way or that way. I don't get why people are like that, and I get that movies can mean something. Like, on the one hand, I get that movies can really mean something, but it doesn't take it away, guys. If there's a movie that I get something that none of you see, it doesn't take it away from me personally. So. I don't know. I've just never understood this all, but it was a lot of civil discourse with this, and I know it really bummed Sparky out, and you too, to a certain degree, huh?
Yeah, no, yeah, because I was disappointed because I wanted to hear Marty's take on it, but I understood it.
Yeah.
Understood it because it's like
Get
all this
that.
negativity. It's like, well, goddamn, you know what? I'm not
It
going to
took
talk about
it
it.
took the fun out of it.
I know,
It took
yeah,
the fucking fun out of it. And I was just like,
I know because
yeah.
I know Brad, he hates it, but that's why sometimes he doesn't, spend some time off of social media because he doesn't like it neither. It's like, come on now, we all have opinions.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Very true.
cool as long as you're not a dick about it. That's
Mm-hmm.
really all that. That's what I tell Sparky. As long as you're not a dick about it. Except for
The fun-
Halloween 3. He's fucking wrong about Halloween 3.
I was just gonna say, Christian likes Halloween 3, and we have fun with him, with
Yeah, no, yeah.
Patron or whatever. But
Yeah.
he's allowed to like it, And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people do. A lot of people like Halloween 3.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong
Some
with
people
it. There's
think it's like a
well on it.
freaking masterpiece or something. I
Best
am not in that
Bond villain
category,
ever.
but
Best Irish Bond villain
it's
ever.
okay.
But that makes me appreciate you guys more because it's nice when you get to talk with people that are just as passionate but aren't dicks. So that's one thing. Yeah, that's the nice thing about what we do. And most people in the horror community, I think, are reasonable. There's assholes in every community, I suppose.
The funny thing about this one, Halloween Kills, is that even the fans seem torn, like on one side or the other. It's like they're split.
Mm-hmm.
The people that love it with a passion, and people think it's like garbage. Like even fans.
There's not very much middle ground. Although, again, I do because I love it, but I also can acknowledge it's got problems, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Like I think it was fun, and I love it's like a straight up Michael movie. Michael just doing his thing, annihilating people, and I had fun with that. Being, I love slasher movies, and it works on that front. And there's some really cool shots, some really good direction from David Gordon Green. The opening scene with the fire is pretty badass,
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of cool shots, and the way they did the whole 1978 flashback thing. Was
I
yeah,
love
that was.
that.
Yeah,
That
I
was
love that
great.
part. I thought, that was great. How they did that.
And seeing the classic 1978 style mask was like, yeah.
Yeah, the car. Then they even got the vehicles right.
Yeah, even the cops had the classic, 70s outfit in the cars, old school cop cars, and the
It nailed the atmosphere. It just nailed it.
yeah, it really did. And Dr. Loomis, that was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
And like Jen said, the mob mentality was a cool idea, but it was not handled very well. And that the whole thing with the escape mental patient guy was just plain dumb to me. I could not get past it. I thought it was so dumb. And that's me, a hardcore Halloween fan. That was dumb. I'm sorry.
They should have known. They should have known that was if they were problems.
Yeah. And one thing I'll say is I really liked Karen. Judy Greer really was a lot better in this one, and I got behind her character, and then just to see it taken away like that was kind of a bummer.
And
but I was one of the people I loved. Yeah,
he's not dead, Sean. He's not dead.
Yes, we'll see. I thought that was weird. Like what's going on with that?
There was a couple of weird.
Michael up in the. How does she see young Michael in the?
There was a couple of weird scenes in that as well with Judy Greer's character, because there's a bit where she goes into the mortuary and she goes, "I'd like to see my husband." And the guy's like, "Oh, you can't be in here," and then he starts screaming, "You can't be in here!" And I expected a nurse to come in and just call. It turned out that it wasn't really the mortician; it was just some dude from the psychiatric ward to be led out. But no, it was just he was screaming at her for no reason. I don't know. Did anyone just find that jarring? It just took me out of the movie for a second. It's like, oh, your husband's dead. Maybe you should wait outside instead of "You can't be in here." What the fuck? Wait, what?
dramatic moment, perhaps. I told Sparky that when we were rewatching it the other night. Well, it was a while ago, but when we rewatched it again, I was like, "What?" And Sparky's like, "Just go with it, fucking go with it."
What'd you think about Jamie Lee being kind of sidelined there in the hospital with their injuries? She couldn't get involved too much.
I liked it. Because I know, but because I know she's probably going to play a bigger role in this next film. I was okay. It was kind of cool too, because one of the things I really liked about Halloween Kills is it showed how good Halloween 2018 set up certain characters, like especially the one kid, the boyfriend. Like he was a total dick, and then by the end of what happened to him, I was like, okay, he wasn't so bad. He was just a dumb kid, but he was they made him likable and stuff, and we follow characters that they set up from, and I thought they really did a damn good job with that. It made me appreciate 2018 more.
That's true. Yeah,
because I liked his character, his change of character from being a dick in 2018 to damn, we feel sorry for what happens to him because Michael really kills the shit out of him.
And that's one of the most brutal scenes for me, because then Michael's like, hey, see your boyfriend, see his head, see, and he kind of toys with her. He doesn't do it real fast, he's walking down and then boom. I love it.
I love it.
No, yeah.
It's like, watch this.
Yeah, you watch it. That's what Michael doesn't say a word, but it's like he is. Hey, you watch it? Oh, you think he's gonna be fine? You think I'm just gonna walk down these stairs? I like that.
It's just a cool little thing, because sometimes people might think Michael is like this mindless killer or something. Like, no, he's got a brain in there. He knows. He's not just some mindless killer,
I think the next biggest killer next to Michael Myers in this movie was some of the characters' ineptitude, though. Because, like, there's one scene with your one, she's fucking firing with the revolver and goes, "This is for Dr. Loomis." I was like, "Bitch, you shot 6 times with the revolver." Or the other one, the other chick dressed as a nurse, and she's got the fucking Desert Eagle, and she's fucking tacking away.
She shoots herself.
And Michael just fucking kicks the door and blows her own fucking head off. And I'm like, wait, aren't you guys Americans? Don't you bastards live, breathe, and eat guns? Come on, for fuck's sake.
Christian loved that scene. That was one of his favorites.
He even smashed the old lady's toy helicopter, he says. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dick in this one. Michael was a dick.
He did not give an F.
Nope.
Do you know who I wish they brought back? The little kid that was being babysat in the first one. He was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going to tell my parents you're over. I'm going to tell your parents what you were looking up on the internet. I'll go to bed. I love that little kid. Look at you cutting your dirty ass toenails. He was the fucking hero of that movie.
That's true.
Well, they're trying. They're trying DMC, but they're trying to create new horror icons, but it's so difficult, especially now in the modern times. It's so difficult trying to create a new horror icon.
Who do you think is a good modern icon, like one that's fairly new? Like for me, I think I know Art the Clown. I think he's only going to get this coming movie, and the next one. And I think Mick from Wolf Creek. Those are probably my 2 favorite of like the newer guys. Those are 2 of my favorite ones. I love Mick.
I guess we're finally getting Terrifier in October, is it?
Yeah, I think in October.
And we're
Halloween Kills ends, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're supposed to be getting a Wolf Creek either this year or next year. They said it's a go. So
yes, do it. I love
but
that
who
guy.
Else do you guys think? Who else do you guys think are good, like somewhat new killers?
Don't Breathe, yeah, but I don't know. They didn't do that great with this one.
They turned him into an anti-hero. They turned him into the fucking Punisher. Hey, let's turn this rapist into the Punisher.
Right.
Fucking Punisher come Daredevil.
Suddenly he's vigilante.
My mother watched that the other night because she asked me, is it worth watching? And I go, I really liked it. And she's a nurse, right? She was a nurse. She was an RN. And she goes, my God, Jennifer, that is not, the scene with the heart stuff that she's like, you would need way more doctors. And that is not a clean space. And I'm like, oh, my fuck's sake, mother. But it bothered her. She went on a little rant of her own about
They were meth addicts. They're fucking lucky. You're lucky to pull a fucking tooth, let alone fucking do a heart transplant.
She's like, that's not how a heart. I really want to get her a nurse's uniform and like point out the inaccuracies in horror movies because I think that'd be interesting.
I'm trying to split up. I'm still waiting for Terrifier 2.
It's
everyone is.
October.
Yeah, everyone's October, Ben. No, no,
God,
I don't.
Come on.
I'm not a huge fan of Victor Crowley.
I am so done with Saw.
You didn't like the Chris Rock one?
I'm done with it.
It was okay. I like the traps. I just didn't like the reveal who the new Jigsaw worshiper was.
Yeah.
Mainly because I guessed it when the next 20 minutes when the film came on.
I think everybody did. I thought he was a good actor.
Monty, I haven't seen the movie, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna take a wild guess, and this isn't a spoiler or whatever, right? Your reaction will tell me. Let me guess, right? Because the prior movies, I'm gonna guess that Chris Rock's the cop in this one. I'm gonna guess, and keep in mind, I haven't heard anything, I haven't seen it. Chris Rock's a cop, so it's either his partner or someone he works with in the police department is one of the killers. Yes, because every time it's some member of the police department, or it's some doctor that worked with Chris, every fucking time. Sorry.
I love that idea, Ben. I would love to see another Trick or Treat movie.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
The problem is it never really came out in the theaters. I think it had a very small limited release.
Yeah, I think it came out in some film festivals, but it was never released theatrically.
So it's more of a cult classic, and I don't know if you could do a sequel to it. Wasn't that big in the first place,
They keep threatening though that it's going to come. Like I've heard people say that there is going to be a sequel, that it's coming. It's supposed to have been coming for quite a few years now, but supposedly it's like the dragons.
There is a massive fan base though, Sean, because I mean NECA are fairly picky what they release. NECA released that actual figure.
I have that, yeah. That's true. Yeah, it definitely has a cult following, but I don't know if it's enough to. I feel like if it came out in the theater, it would have been a big hit.
Another movie that I thought I would have loved if they would have gotten a sequel, and I think it could have been a really good icon, is The Killer from Hellfest. Especially how the ending, how that end reveal about what we learn about. I think that would. I really was sorry we never got a sequel to that one.
I'd love to see a sequel to The Void.
No.
You hated that movie?
No. Great practical effects. The ending just didn't make any sense.
The ending was a throwback to Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. They had gone into some elder god dimension.
Another one I would love to see, and there was talk about it for years, is Behind the Mask, Leslie Vernon. But they never made it. It's just been talking about it for years, but
maybe one day. Oh, The Collector. We were supposed to get a third. Ben.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a third. It was supposed to be a third film, but I think it's in developmental hell.
Oh, I love the Collector movies. Those were really good.
COVID killed it, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That's another one that should have gotten way bigger, especially the second one's kind of a Wolf Creek situation. It's a little more fun, a little more silly. But the first one, the first one.
Oh, yeah. The first one was decent.
Yeah. One of my favorite things in horror is when he's out of the house and he's like, God, and he's going to go back. And he's like, God damn it. I love it. I love that.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was. That's one
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I've heard they're remaking Urban Legend.
Are they?
Remake? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Who's
Yeah.
asking for
Come
that?
on, guys. If they're going to remake The Exorcist into a trilogy, they're going to remake any other films.
The Exorcist. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
God damn it.
They're trying to Halloween 2018 it too, bringing Ellen Burstyn back.
Yeah. But not Linda Blair though.
But
Linda,
not
you
Regan.
think?
No,
Why?
not Linda Blair. No, she's not going to be in this one.
God damn
And,
it.
and
Why
then
not?
Peter Dinklage is toxic. Trust me, if this new version of Exorcist does well, watch they're going to remake Jaws next.
No.
Oh,
No.
nobody
No.
wants that. No.
No.
There was
The one with Michael Caine was abysmal.
talks of doing a Jaws prequel with a younger Quint on the
Mhm.
Indianapolis event. I would be interested to see that.
Repossessed too.
Repossessed.
Seriously? Yeah, I liked Repossessed. Gonna be
I don't
That
think
was actually
she's
kind of
really
fun.
doing that.
I hope so. I hope so. I liked Repossessed. Nobody ever talks about that movie. That movie's fun.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it.
And isn't Elijah Wood supposed to be trying to reboot the Corn series as well?
I heard that.
Yeah.
He's going to play Malachi.
Yeah, no, he's supposed to.
Oh.
I got a better idea. Maniac 2.
Mm-hmm. The first one he did
I'd be
pretty good
down.
with.
Guys, if you liked the original Exorcist, there's a really cool TV show on fucking Cinemax. It's based on a comic by Robert Kirkman, the guy behind Walking Dead. It's called Outcast.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've heard it, but I never saw it.
It's really fucking good.
Hmm.
Essentially, imagine Stand By Me. Stand By Me meets The Exorcist. It's
Nice.
the best way I can describe it.
Mhm.
Or if Stephen King had done The Exorcist. Pretty cool. Actually, there's a show myself and Jen would love to see a second season to, although I think we discussed it. We don't know whether we'd like to see a second season, but Midnight Mass. Like, would you like to see a follow up to that? Because that was so good.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
That's one that's very underrated. I wish more people talked about that movie. Or
Yeah, I know, because I enjoyed Midnight Mass. I thought it was a decent series. I thought it was a decent follow up from Bly House.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the best of his stuff. Actually, I don't know why. That was like the best Stephen King story done by Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No more Cornelius.
No.
And we have to do it, Spark. That's our brand. We're the assholes in the horror community. We've done all of them. DMC brings up a good one. Hard Candy too. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Although I don't know how you do it, but I guess following our lead would be an interesting one. That's an interesting one.
Would you acknowledge the fact that not only the actor but the character may have had to transition?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That would be an interesting thing to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That
could
could
you
actually
work it
work.
into the could
would
you work
actually
it
work.
into the plot as well, or would that be kind of a bit lowbrow? That like she kind of viewed, like she kind of saw a weakness being a younger girl. But then again, I suppose that's the aspect of that thing, that she was easy pickings. And that's how she made herself like kind of able to ensnare your man. I don't know.
No, I think like it has a potential to not be good, but I think in the right hands, it could be something brilliant, and it could be a metaphor for a lot of things. I think if it done right, that could be a very interesting premise, and I would actually like to see if they brought it in, if they did it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think.
Yeah, no, they're Isabel Furman. She's going to be in the sequel, actually the prequel to Orphan.
Another one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be interesting to see. They're probably going to have to de-age her.
Yeah, how
I think it's
like
supposed
will
to
this
be like
be
a prequel
taller?
slash
Yeah,
sequel, isn't it?
it's a prequel. Like they're going to go with Esther's character when she first got to the first family before she met Vera Farmiga's family. So that's what this movie's going to be. No, I did
Um,
not see the new Slumber Party Massacre. Did you guys see the new Slumber Party Massacre movie? I think you guys did, right, Jen?
Yes,
I
yeah,
haven't.
we did. Christian really liked it. What I will say about it is the people that made this movie were massive fans of the first two. There are so many Easter eggs. Funnily enough, they didn't bring back any Easter eggs for part 3. You loved part 3, darling.
I still haven't seen the original.
Jen, Jen, I love you with my heart and soul, but fuck you for making me watch that fucking movie.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You need to see the original movie. No kidding. Is actually, I think, is a very underrated slasher movie. It was supposed to be a comedy. It didn't turn out that way. The
No,
second one is balls to the walls, insane but fun. The third one, don't watch. Don't
no.
watch. No, don't
Yeah. I'm
watch.
surprised you haven't seen the original Slumber Party Massacre.
You'd probably
I
like it,
haven't.
Sean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
You,
haven't.
I
it's your
recommend it.
typical '80s slasher film. You can't get more '80s than that movie.
Mhm.
I've only seen
It's
bits and pieces, but yeah, I need to get on that.
Mhm.
It's really
'Cause I
good.
love.
The new one has a lot of Easter eggs though. Like they're fans. I didn't like it as much as Christian did, but I liked it.
I am a
So.
sucker for 80s slashers.
Mhm.
Um, if you want to get into Paddy's Day and want to get into horror, there's a really good horror movie, Irish horror movie coming out called "You Are Not My Mother." The trailer
Oh
looking
yeah,
really
yeah.
good. If you want to
I
check
saw
it
the
out.
trailer for that. Yeah,
It looks really good. I'm excited for that one.
yeah. I know. Yeah, that looks interesting.
Cool. Getting back to the subject on Halloween, where do you see Halloween going in the future? Do you think ends will be the end?
No,
No,
no.
no. If it
I
makes money, it won't be.
yeah. If it makes money, no, it won't be. But I think this will be the conclusion to Danny's and David's trilogy
Yeah,
of
of
Michael
course.
Myers. Um, as far as the franchise is concerned, if it once again makes money, obviously they're going to do more with Michael Myers. Where they will go take the franchise after this one, I have no clue. They might actually just remake it from the beginning. That because that's probably what they'll probably do it something a little different than what Rom Zombie did with his version of Michael Myers. But I believe that's what their franchise will go is that after this is over with, we'll probably get a brand new Michael Myers down the line.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
a whole new reboot, like
Yeah, a
remake.
whole new like a whole new rebuild. No more requels.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the end. I actually would like it to be the end, honestly, but I feel like they should end it once and for all. Have Michael
Michael
and
goes though.
Laurie die, and that's the end of it forever.
Hmm.
Because I don't want to
Jen, I'm
see
gonna
it
give
get
your son a
milk.
kick up the hole that will send him into
I don't want to see
space.
them milk it to death, and have like 30 freaking Halloween movies. Come on, there's
Yeah.
13 Halloween movies now. That's enough.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, Sean.
I know. I love them, but I don't. I just don't want to see it go on forever.
How long? How long before like fucking New Line or whatever? It's like that MCU and MonsterVerse got the right idea. Let's see Michael take on Jason, and then the winner can take on Freddy, and they can team up. All three of them can team up, and fucking we'll throw in fucking Chucky in there. It's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
not a case of if. And I'm
I
not
wouldn't
even
be
joking.
surprised. I wouldn't be
Jen's
surprised.
laughing. I'm not jesting. It's
I
not a
know you're
question
not.
of if it'll happen. It's when it'll happen. Because let's be honest, Hollywood at this stage is bankrupt for fucking ideas. And they're looking at the Marvel universe and the
That's the
DC
problem.
universe
Yeah,
like,
that's the problem.
uh,
Oh yeah. Because everyone wants to do what Kevin Feige and everyone else has done with Marvel. It's like, well, damn, why can't we do that? I mean, it's like, yeah, that's because they took their time, because when they did Iron Man and they let that little uh trailer at the post scene credits go at the end, we'll just throw this in here. just to see what's going to happen, and if Iron Man takes off, and then we'll just continue that with that scene right there. But they probably didn't know at the time. They had plans. They probably just waited to see how Iron Man would be, and how great that film was. And so good, we got something here, and then eventually they just build and build and build. They did it very slowly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, DC just rushed it.
Oh yeah, like fucking DC was like the kid who missed the bus and was trying to pull their fucking pants up while running to catch the fucking bus. That's what they were like. Not Monty. Do you know what I want? I want Michael to kind of slowly go back into his house. Now that the shadows comes Freddy, and he's like, "You've become part of a bigger universe, bitch." Kind of fucking.
And Doctor Strange into the portals. Here comes Leatherface.
I actually wonder, because we especially with all the franchises we've had, the final Friday, and it never was. I wonder if they're gonna pull that, like, a gotcha, guys. Like, yeah, we're setting up this Halloween. Probably not. Christian says, especially with the new Exorcist movie, but it would be kind of funny if, like, Halloween ends, the final Halloween, right, and then all of a sudden, gotcha. It'd be on brand. It would be kind of a cool nod to the 80s and 90s of, this is the final one, but not really.
Jen, it's no magic book. It's no evil curse that brings these fuckers back from the dead. It's Hollywood revenue. That's the key to their immortality.
That's the thing. Halloween is a marketable name,
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna milk it for all it's worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't blame them. I mean, that's kind of what we grew up on.
But the thing with Halloween Kills is it seemed like fatigue is kicking in because of the fans and the critics hated it.
Yeah.
Like, they better if this one is another bomb, or if this gets the same kind of reaction that Kills did, it could be it for a while.
Yeah. And that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Give it a little bit of a breather and, let some freshness. It might not necessarily be a bad thing.
Yep.
Yeah, like let it go away for a while until the point that you've forgotten about Michael, and then bam, he's back,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Does everyone want to see Laurie die? I don't. I don't.
It's interesting because it's just like with Sydney and Gail and Dewey. What more can you do with the Laurie Strode character that's already haven't been done? I mean, it depends upon how they would kill her off. That's what if she dies, fighting off Michael, and she dies a heroic death, then I could see, okay, that's a fitting in for the character.
Yeah.
If they kill her just to kill her off, just like they did in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that to me that'd be an insult.
Yeah.
So to me, Resurrection, even
even in Resurrection, that was terrible. So it depends upon if David and Danny are going to do that. It has to be somewhat respectful. If not, then just don't kill her off.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but then with Laurie Strode's character, she's died more almost as much as Michael has in this series.
That's the thing, yeah.
You don't like it, we can take it back in the next movie.
But she's said already that this is the last one for her. She's already said that in Twitter and whatever.
Yeah.
She's saying goodbye to the franchise, so might as well have her get taken out. I think it should be that would be the most respectful thing. Have her go out trying to kill Michael, and maybe she does and dies in the process, like like Superman when he died fighting Doomsday or whatever. I don't know. What about you, Marty?
No, I'd like to see all the shit she went through, give her a happy ending. It's like all these fucking horror movies have women. Just let her go to a beach in Fiji with her granddaughter and just fucking enjoy Mai Tais and that. Well, I'm glad I killed that cunt. And just leave it at that. Just fucking, we're done. We're done.
Yeah, just have it move on to like freaking Paris or something. Have a big sweeping romance with some guy, or
Yeah,
run off
before
with
she
that
does,
the
like,
sheriff guy, or whatever.
she
Yeah.
she like fucking she flies over fucking Mount Vesuvius and just drops fucking Michael's body into the fucking volcano, and it's like, done. Good
Nice.
luck. Good luck with that.
That's great. That'd be perfect. Try
What
coming back from
movies?
that.
What, Sean? What movies bar horror are you looking forward to coming out
What's that?
this year? Yeah. Is there any bar horror movies? Is there any other movies coming out that you're looking forward to?
In horror?
That
No,
aren't
no,
horror.
bar horror that aren't
Oh,
horror.
yeah, Doctor Strange. That's about it right now that I can think of. Because I think that opens up a lot of possibilities for like, X-Men and Fantastic Four, and
Yeah.
there's a whole thing gonna open up with this one, I think, and that's exciting to me.
Yeah, because I think this is where Marvel will introduce mutants and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
hmm
Right?
So
Since,
that's
since, they,
fucking
since they
time.
now since they now have the rights to those franchises.
Do you think they'll bring back Hugh Jackman, or would
No,
you
That's
prefer
the
him to be
thing. I don't
himself?
know if I
I,
want
I
him to come back. I want a new X-Men, and I want to see them done better than the Fox did. Even though they did great with the first couple, but I like to see it maybe a little closer to the comic with the classic outfits and the original core members, which started off right away with Beast and Iceman, and
Have a short Wolverine. Have Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
yeah, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Ah.
I
Hey,
could see
Bob.
the classic like yellow outfit and stuff.
Oh
I
God!
don't know how it would come off on screen, but
That would biting off someone else's nose. Don't worry, I'm used to this. Fucking Batman. Monty, what about you? Any non-horror movies you're looking forward to coming out?
let's see. Like I said, there's Doctor Strange. I was about to say Morbius, but
Yo, what's the deal with that? When the fuck is that
they're coming.
movie
It
supposed to
got
be out?
got
pushed back.
delayed again. Yeah,
It got pushed back because of Batman came out. It's supposed to come out this month, but because Batman was coming out this month, so Marvel was smart and they said, you know what, we're going to push this back because it was supposed to come out in January, but they said no. Then they pushed back to March. They said no, we can't do that because of Batman, so they had to push it back in April. So it's coming out sometime in April.
That movie is going to be fucking dire. I,
yeah.
I, I don't think it's going to be good at all. But who knows?
I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
good.
I don't have
It's gonna be
much
it's gonna
hope
be
for it.
interesting how they're going to try to play this character because he's another one of these characters a lot of people don't know about unless you read the comics. Just like with Blade, no one
Yeah.
knew who Blade was unless you read the comics. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play his character. Are they going to stick to most of the source material like they sort of did with Blade, even though it
Mm.
was no even though we didn't have Quincy Harker or any of the guy from the Tomb of Dracula, was just him. And it makes some little twist of the character, but because Wesley Snipes did such a fantastic job with the character, so unless Jared Leto does a fantastic job with Morbius, just probably gonna be a one and done.
Also, I hear that Blade may not be actually a feature, but
No, it's a
Disney
TV
Plus
show.
show.
No, it's a TV show.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm a bit
They already
bummed
did
about
that,
that.
didn't they?
Yeah, because they did it. They decided. I guess they felt it still be more easier to do a TV show as opposed to doing another movie. And then plus, I don't think they want a lot of people to make comparison between Wesley Snipes and Marshala Ali.
Ano- Another thing that opens up possibilities is Daredevil being in No Way Home there, So
Yeah,
they might
hmm
incorporate some of the Netflix, like the Punisher, Netflix Punisher, and that'd be awesome.
Look at
would
Jen
be
still
pretty.
not knowing what we're talking about.
It's
He had
Sorry,
the Punisher shirt on there.
okay.
I love this T-shirt. Um, are you guys looking forward to Prey?
I am.
Predator movie.
Yeah, I am.
It's so Sean, you know the story about it, right?
Um, yeah, you touched on it a little bit.
It's set in the 1700s, and it's going after a tribe of Comanche warriors.
Hmm.
And I have a feeling there might be two predators, a brother and a sister in this one. So that might be interesting. I
Could
think.
be interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm most definitely, and Monty's probably gonna sigh and go, "You poor bastard." I'm definitely looking forward to Jurassic World Dominion. I am fucking
Yes.
so
Yes.
excited for that movie because I know you didn't like Fallen Kingdom, did you, Monty?
It was okay. I just didn't like the ending. I just didn't like the ending. It's gonna be, it was okay. You had another new crazy dinosaur. I do like Blue's character. They rep the Velociraptor that Chris Pine's character, I mean, not Chris Pine, Chris Pratt's character raised up. So I like that dynamic. It's gonna be interesting to see now that we see Blue has a child
Yeah,
and I see he actually brings him to no Chris Pratt's character. I thought that was interesting for him to do that. So that bond that they have is still there, and it's going to be interesting to see. Once again, legacy characters come back, so it's going to be interesting to see how Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and of course Jeff
Ian,
Bloom
Jeff
interact.
Goldblum.
They all interact with Chris Pine and Dallas Howard. What I forget.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
I couldn't
And
help but get a smile on my face when seeing Sam Neill. I'm like, yes.
Mhm.
I
He's
like
brilliant.
He's awesome.
I I'm with you in one way. It was very juxtaposed kind of way it ended, but I'm glad it did. I'm glad they escaped the mainland because there's only like how many times can you go back to the island and try and get off the
Oh yeah.
island to the
Mhm.
dinosaurs? And it's going to be interesting because like there's so many things and issues, not just dinosaurs eating people or squashing people or stuff, but like there's a scene in the trailer for like these locusts, giant locusts, are like attacking crops. So that makes sense. So say like a dinosaur before it's cloned or before it died, it eats a leaf off a branch that has eggs from a prehistoric insect on it. Then it dies. It's cloned again. The contents of its stomach is cloned. It takes a shit, those eggs hatch, and now no, but the deadly serious. It takes a shit, those eggs hatch, and now we have an insect that our ecosystem is not used to, and it's just going to destroy all our crops. And
Mhm.
that's a cool thing that like I never really thought of. And diseases, they've altered the story a bit to kind of reflect what it was like, how COVID has affected like how we live, and I think that's going to be interesting. Like new diseases, new
Yeah.
insects, just the whole entire world is fucked. Not just because these are running around eating people, they've caused the ecosystem to become totally fucked up.
Mhm. Yeah, they've been trying to do a new Spawn movie uh
Yes.
for the longest now. You
That's
really haven't
another
heard
one.
anything. I really haven't heard anything new about it other than like maybe 2 years ago, probably before COVID hit, and they were trying to do another Spawn movie.
Yeah, but
I don't.
someone
It's
just asked Todd McFarlane about it. He said, "Yeah, we're working on it." Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean, he's been saying that for
It's
what,
I
20
insane.
know. Yeah,
fucking
he's
years
been
now?
saying that for years now.
Since the last Spawn movie from 1995 or whatever it was.
I wonder is Jamie Foxx and Blumhouse still attached?
Yeah, because I heard Jamie Foxx. He's supposed to be starring in it.
Ooh, that could
He'd
be
be a
good.
good Al Simmons.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
About you, Jen? What are you looking forward to?
You guys are all talking superhero movies. I actually am looking forward to Sandra Bullock has a movie coming out, and it reminds me very much of like an updated Romancing the Stone. I can't even
Oh
think of the
yeah, I
name.
saw that
The Lost
preview.
Treasure.
Yeah, and this is usually not my wheelhouse at all, but I was telling Sparky, let's go see this one. It looks like fun. But then I like the Romancing the Stones movies. I don't particularly care for Jewel of the Nile, but I do like Romancing the Stones, and I fucking adore War of the Roses, but that's for
I
personal
love
reasons.
War of the Roses.
Yeah.
Jen, are you hoping that it turns out like after fucking Shannon Tatum and her have sex, she realizes he's his son or something like that? Is that what you're fucking gambling on? Is that like
No, I just think it looks like. Well, I know this is such a Jen's wheelhouse, but it looks like fun. I told Sparky, "Let's go see this," and he's like, "Okay."
I like the concept. You have this two people way out of their elements. Both of them. She's out of her element. He's out of her element, and they're caught in a situation when she writes about, and then all of a sudden she's actually living her fantasies that she writes about. So it's an interesting concept. If anyone can pull it out, maybe she. I think she can.
Yeah, I think it looks like fun. It could be a total awful trash fire. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but I'm hoping. I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it, guys. And the rest, everything else that I know that's coming out is horror stuff because I'm a horror junkie. But I'm sure there's other stuff coming out that I'll be interested in. But that's the only thing I can think of right at the top of my head, guys. And I want to see the new Batman with Sparky. I'm curious, and Jake. I want to watch that with the boys.
Trash brought up a good point. He's looking forward to X.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
That looks like the Texas Chainsaw we should have got.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for it too. I think everyone is.
Sean, have you seen the trailer for that?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen. Is that the one you said with Sebastian Stan or whatever?
No,
that's fresh.
Oh,
that's fresh. No, this one you have a group. I think it's supposed to be in the 70s. They're based upon their dressed. They're going to they're going to this barn to make a porn. Calm down, Jen.
calm down.
They're going to make
down now.
They make a porno film, and they go into this secluded barn area. Next thing you know, weird shit happens with the people who own the facilities.
Like the lead up to it, even with like the field and the house and stuff, it's like Jesus.
Yeah, it's the typical Texas
Chainsaw we should have got. Where was this fucking movie?
This might be the unofficial Texas Chainsaw. No one talks about the Netflix. We just talk about this one.
Yeah. I heard that.
And they're doing a porn. Don't forget that plot point. They're doing a porn. Woo-hoo!
Jen, you have 2 more left this year.
Can't
So
forget
pick
that.
wisely.
Oh yeah, Beetlejuice too. Another one they've been talking about for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I know this is going to get me killed. I'm not the biggest Beetlejuice fan. I mean, it was fine.
It's fine.
I watched it. It was okay.
Yeah. I don't hate it. It's not like a movie that I hate. It's just when everyone like has a massive hard on for that movie. I'm like, okay, to each their own, but why?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
I all like cry if I see Michael Keaton back in Beetlejuice or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer about this movie. Nicolas Cage supposed to be playing himself.
Rushed by what was it? Something talent, unbelievable talent. He goes to an island because a dictator played by Pedro Pascal is his biggest fan, and the CIA intercept him and ask him to kill or find out information on this guy.
Hey
but
guys,
he doesn't
guess what?
What?
Rob's here.
Yay!
Hey guys.
Hey Rob.
Hello.
Hey, he made it.
Rob, you made it.
Sorry, yeah, I had stuff going on with my kids. I had to take care of that. So
Understandable.
What's going on, man?
Yep, I understand that.
Oh, it's going really good. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Oh no.
And then there he goes.
Famous last words. I'll be right back.
I'm going out for some cigarettes.
We got to see him rant about TCM, damn it.
I know, yeah. I was about to ask him that.
So what do you think the porn they're making is, guys, for X? What kind of porn do you guys think?
Oh, man.
I don't know, Jen. What do you think?
Well, since they're in Texas, I'm thinking they're going to do a farmer's daughter kind of thing, because I saw a thing where it looks like they're in the barn. So I think they're going to do a hot and heavy farmer's daughter kind of thing. milking the cows, but she's not milking the cows, you know?
I still love the fact your
God.
first exposure to live action Star Wars was a porno.
Thank you, darling.
I don't know. Between you and Tiv, I don't know.
That was fun.
Oh yeah. He's back. Let's see if he can do it.
Dude, my
You can do
laptop
it.
died. I'm sorry.
You can do it.
This is not a good night for me. I swear it's not good.
Come on, Rob. You can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good now. I got the thing hooked up here, so I'm good.
Okay. Yep. So ran away, Rob.
Yes, TCM 2022. Let me hear it.
It's garbage. Is that what you want me to say? I don't know, man. Honestly, I didn't think the movie could be any worse than 3D. But I'm like, man, if you're gonna call this a sequel to the '74 version, I mean, I hold it high on a pedestal, and I really don't know what to say. I'm like, I think they capitalized on the gore, which was fine, but as far as story goes, I'm like, it's lacking in a lot of places. I mean, you bring back a character, Sally, who is well known for her. You know, she escaped, and it's like not very many popular women in horror, so to say, really get a chance to really do that and live to tell. So it's kind of like, except for like, you know, like Laurie Strode or whatever. But I always felt like she was one of the better ones, like Sally.
Yeah.
And it's like here we have her return, and it's like then they just kill her off. Like, I thought, why not just keep her alive and maybe develop her story a little bit more, and then if they decide to do that, you know. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys? I know you guys probably already talked about it, didn't you?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah,
We touched on it.
Yeah, we touched upon it because that was one of my huge problems with the movie is that you're going to bring back a legacy character like that, but you're not going to do anything with her, and it's just obviously they were ripping off of Halloween 2018 because that's what they did because of that success. Hey, let's bring back a legacy character. Okay, let's bring back Sally. Oh, but then again, we're not going to do this shit with her. Then we're just going to kill her off. And why bring her back? It's just a waste of time.
We're going to literally throw her in garbage, which is a good metaphor for the character for this movie. We're literally
what
throwing
an
her in
insult to
garbage.
the character. I mean, after what she went through, what she survived, you know, sitting there blood caped in the back of the pickup, screaming and going crazy. Why couldn't you do something with the trauma that she experienced from that whole thing? Come on.
Exactly, like, because her character, she was traumatized, and, you know, in some of the other ones, I know we're not following any of the other ones, but, you know, it said she was in a mental institution, and she was a pacifist hippie, and now she becomes Marty, you and Christian brought that up in our thing. Now she's a
she goes
Texas
from
Ranger.
Flower Child to fucking Chuck Norris. What the fuck?
I just don't understand why, you know, these characters were they in, I mean, Leatherface is in a what
orphanage.
An orphanage.
Right.
Okay. So you're telling me after what happened in 74, after he's swinging around like a, you know, like that, like, so what happened between that time and this time? Like what, so he just went to the orphanage with his chainsaw and fucking put it in the wall? He walked into the orphanage like with this chainsaw, like, I think I'm going to hide this. And then like, what?
With a human face made of human skin walking the orphanage.
I don't know, man. I don't know. As soon as it started, I was just so confused. And it shows Leatherface's face a little bit, just like it foreshadows it a little bit. And I'm like, dude, isn't this dude supposed to look like my dad is like 70? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He looks nothing like he should be looking like. I mean, Sally, I thought she looked like she should.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Leatherface looked almost like downright handsome.
he just looked like a normal dude in his maybe in his
looked like
40s.
he was in his 50s. Not even 60s.
Not
He
even,
wasn't even pushing
not
60s.
even.
He looked like he was in his 50s.
I don't think the people this was the problem with 3D too. I don't think any of these people know how to do math when they do these movies. Like, honestly. It just seems. I don't know.
Maybe he had some work done, guys. What if he just had some work done?
He had Botox.
Get somewhere.
They injected him. Yeah. I don't know.
He
had Botox.
Why would he need Botox? He's fucking Leatherface. He puts other people's faces on. He doesn't need fucking Botox.
Well, maybe they needed Botox. The dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Like, the bus scene.
Yeah.
How everyone talks about the bus scene. Like, I thought the bus scene it was fine, but again, we've kind of seen that before. There's only so many things you can do with a chainsaw, cutting people up. It's just like, I mean, I thought it was a cool scene, but I thought the characters were stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing is I'm mixed about that because I thought it was stupid how they didn't do anything to like fight back. They were just like sitting there, okay, hack me.
Well, we did a stream on this. I'm with the movie busters. We did a stream about this already, but I thought this one part was just so hilarious when they're on the bus and they're making sure that girl's making sure that the bus is going to remain shut. The door's going to remain shut. No one's getting in there. And then this dude decides to run out, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And he runs out, gets his head cut off. Leatherface throws his head in there, and she just sits there looking out the window while he's just tootling on in the bus, walking slow. She has a chance to close the door, at least make him work for it. He just walks right in there, and she just freezes. She's just like, "Oh my God," like, dude, I just wanted to. I fucking wanted to punch the TV.
Rob, what did you make of Leatherface's magical fucking vibranium chainsaw? That somehow worked after 40 years of being in the wall. He was able to boomerang the fucking thing. Somehow it ran off fucking fumes. He was able to start the bastard thing. First fucking go. That fucking thing was a miracle upon itself.
He must have had some good oil in that chainsaw. It was the high quality kind.
Fucking super serum or some fucking shit. I don't know.
Also, where did Leatherface learn to swim?
Oil or
In the scene and whatever that was, if it was a hole in the basement or in the attic when they're in the theater and he gets in the water, I know that's a nitpicky thing, but I've asked people, where the fuck did he learn to swim?
Okay, but can we just point out the fact that this movie pretty much explains that Leatherface is superhuman, right?
Yeah.
74
I know, right?
version,
Suddenly
he's 74 version he cut himself in the leg. Okay, he was hurt. He was limping. This movie, he's getting shot with a shotgun. He's getting sliced up with a chainsaw. He's getting, and he just walks out just like nothing. I mean, I know he's big, but are we establishing that he is superhuman at this point? I mean, he's like Michael Myers getting shot 6 times, falling off the balcony, getting up. Okay.
It didn't feel like Leatherface. It was like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it felt like to me, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they should have called it Leatherface Kills.
They should have. Yeah,
that's what it felt like to me. Like, this is just Leatherface going on a killing spree. That's the whole movie.
Yeah, the ending of the movie where he walks home. It reminded me of Rambo 4 when Rambo walks home, and then it ends like that, like he went home.
It's a long road.
Yeah, they should play that.
When you're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, as far as like when you compare like Scream, Halloween Kills, and Texas or TCM, I think TCM is on the lower list for me. It's way at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
I would agree.
Well, it's bad when Do Your Thing, because after you watch this movie and you hear Do Your Thing, because you think to yourself, okay, that maybe wasn't as bad. I mean, it was bad.
It wasn't so bad.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of Dan Yeager. Like, he played Leatherface in 3D, and I thought if you watch interviews, he actually mimicked Gunnar Hansen's moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I thought he was fine as Leatherface. And it actually makes sense in 3D when they hid Leatherface in the basement because of what he did. They hid him in the basement. It makes more sense than him going to a damn orphanage with a lady we don't even know. You know, hide your chainsaw on the wall. No one will find out. Like, who is this guy? You know?
Why did he hide the chainsaw on the wall? Like, no one can tell me that. I want to know.
Yeah, like his personality isn't evidence enough of what he did. You know?
Maybe somebody else.
Because it's sacred. It's the sacred chainsaw.
But again, you know, there's that huge gap. We don't know what happened. Like, why is he at this orphanage? Who is this lady? You know what I mean?
I know, yeah, because that's the problem I had with the film. It's like, well, you know, why didn't the writers try to do at least maybe a 2 to 3 minute explanation about what happened to his family, whether it's the Sawyers or the Hewitts? You know, how did he get to the orphanage? You know, they never did that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
And now they're giving him mommy issues like Jason and Norman Bates and everybody else. Let's just go there now.
Well, they
always comes back to the mother.
They did the typical horror cliche where at the end you think he's dead and he's not. I knew exactly what was going to happen. Soon as they were riding off together, I'm like, one of these girls are going to, or it may be both. I don't know, but one of them actually died, and then okay, that was wow. I was so surprised. Yeah, you see enough horror movies, you know what's going to happen. It's just you know.
I wasn't expecting the fucker to be foiled by an automated Uber though. That was a chef's kiss, stroke of fucking genius right there. Like,
I mean, Sally waits what 50 years to hunt him down, and she gets him in this little room, and he's just sitting there looking at the wall.
Oh God, yeah.
She's like, say my she's like, say my name, and he's looking at her like, who the hell are you? And it's just, she's like, say my name, and then he gets up, and she's like, you don't remember me, do you? Well, obviously not. He's looking at you like you're retarded, or he's just like, say my name, and then he just toodles on out of there. She don't shoot him. She's like, where are you going? Well, where the hell you think he's going? Like, like what the? He goes out and he goes out and attacks the girls, and then she shoots him, and she's like, ha, got you. Wow, man. That's great.
I love how she still like kind of came back just to shoot him one more time. After Leatherface put the chainsaw all the way through her freaking body and kept running.
Yeah, that's believable.
It is, right? But that's why I think Halloween 2018 did it better with Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, at least she was prepared. She knew how to shoot him when it was the right time. And
yeah, she'd been planning on it for a whole year.
Guys, I guarantee you putting Sally into that movie was an afterthought. They saw 2018 and they're like, we need some of that. We need to do that.
On that.
I guarantee you, I swear, I guarantee you the scenes with Sally were done in post. I would not be fucking surprised.
Think so?
I mean, she doesn't show up until half, so it's possible, yeah. I mean,
the sad thing is that's one of the things that drew me to watch it. I was like, ooh, cool.
I know, so did I.
Back,
yeah, same here.
I think everybody. It's a draw. If handled
except
well,
Jen was so excited when she heard that John Larroquette was doing the voice.
I like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I was so happy.
Yeah.
Too bad he had to come back for this piece of. You know what?
I mean,
maybe I'm not so happy.
I mean, they did a good job on the practical effects when it was happening. You know, they did a good job there.
Yeah, as far as that, the kills are really cool. You know.
Yeah.
So I like that last one when he grabs the girl's head.
Yeah. One-handed. He's
nasty.
Just, yeah. Guy's a beast, man.
That's the thing. I don't have any problem with the Leatherface himself. I thought he's done pretty good as far as that goes.
Well, like I said, it's a huge. It's a huge shoe to fill if you're going to say that it's sequel, because now we have 3 sequels. So now we have Texas Chainsaw 2, we have 3D, and now we have this. So, and they call it Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so it's like, oh, that's original, you know.
It's a requel.
Yeah, they did that with Candyman, you know, Halloween, obviously.
Why are people afraid of putting numbers onto films now?
I don't know.
No, I'm
like,
deadly serious. I'm wondering,
like
does
the
it
worst
cheapen?
thing,
Do
it's like-
people
Yeah.
worried that it'll just come across as cheap?
I've always wondered that too. Like, why not just call, you know, Scream 5? Why not just say Scream 5?
Yeah.
You know?
And that goes back a long way. Even you could go back as far as Evil Dead 3. They didn't want to call it Evil Dead 3. They had to call it
Yeah.
Army of Darkness. Like
Mhm.
even then they
Yeah.
were afraid to keep putting numbers on.
Yeah. That's true.
They were originally going to call it Medieval Dead. I think in some regions they do call it that. And in Japan it's called Captain Supermarket versus the Army of Darkness, which I would have loved to see.
What the hell's that?
So I missed it. So did any of you actually like TCM?
I think we were
I just thought I'd ask.
failure in all counts.
Mm-mm.
Even Devious Diva we had on earlier didn't like it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
As a straight up slasher movie, it's fine, but as a TCM movie, no, it's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. What about what about Scream, Rob? Did you see Scream?
Yeah, I actually watched it a couple nights ago on YouTube. They had a. It was only like what, $4 or something like that. I didn't get a chance, obviously, to see it in theater. Out of the 3, Halloween Kills, Scream, and TCM, I actually like Scream, I think, the most. Scream, for me, it got better as the movie went on, I felt like.
Yeah.
There were some things I didn't, you know, with the appearance of Billy Loomis was kind of weird. I thought that was a little strange, but it was cool to see Skeet Ulrich back.
Right.
He definitely looked like him for sure.
Mhm.
But you know, all in all, like I thought I always think Sydney's a badass. Like she just, whenever she comes back as Nev Campbell comes back as Sydney, I always think they treat her with respect as a character. I think they do a good job with her. And again, you can compare that to like Sally and TCM, and then Halloween Kills with the, you know, Lindsay and the nurse, and you know, I think they do better with Sydney. And I thought Ghostface was brutal. I don't know. Overall I thought it was solid.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but I definitely enjoyed it for sure.
That's exactly what I felt. It was solid. Another good Scream movie that fits right in with the rest, you know.
I do like how they addressed in Scream, how they addressed the titles, how titles nowadays have to. It's the same title. They don't change the title, so they do address that. They do address a lot of the modern quips with horror movies, which is fine. That's good that they mentioned that. So that was a nice change there. To me, it felt, you know, it does have the common Scream, I guess, theme that happens every time with a Scream film. You can, you know, pretty much guess what's going to happen. Is there 2 killers? Is there 1 killer? I pretty much guessed who the killers were right away. So, I don't know. It's like I said, it's not perfect. It's one that I enjoyed just for what it was. And honestly, Candyman, I really enjoyed Candyman. I know a lot of people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Candyman was it just felt original to me. I don't know.
Nice.
Tell everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, tell everyone.
Yeah, I love that. That was like some of the best seconds of last year's horror.
See,
It
to
was
me,
just
that's
amazing.
what you can do with a franchise. I thought Candyman expanded on the horror, expanded on the lore of the story.
I know that's what I liked about Candyman. It expanded the mythos of the Candyman storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Good point.
And as tragic as the first, and as heartbreaking as the 1st.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, I know Trash that. I know he hid the chainsaw on the wall as a symbol of like giving up his old life, but if you think about it, we don't know who this woman was. And it's like he's given up his old life to be around her, but we don't know like when he gave that up. Like we don't know what happens between the old and new movie. That's my point. We don't know.
Yeah.
They don't. That's the thing. They don't
I don't think the
explain
movie
it.
knows. I don't think the movie
They
knows.
knew.
I mean, it's one thing to try and be subtle, but the franchise has never been that. So
That's true. Yeah.
I think they need to explain things in this franchise.
Yeah.
So speaking of your holding 1974 Texas Chainsaw on a pedestal, now we're gonna have our little slasher square off. Texas Chainsaw, the remake from 2003 versus the original from 1974. Go Marty.
That's
Oh,
okay.
74. 74. Without a fucking doubt.
I don't know. I know someone who might think differently. Monty G.
As much as I appreciate the original 1974 film, I have to go with the remake. The remake really gives it a more authentic, gritty, dark, bleak, really grimy setting, and it's more brutal, more deadlier than the original. I mean, I appreciate the original, but the remake just captures the essence of what a Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, and just how crazy the Hewitt family is than the Sawyer family is, and of course, I just love R.E. Remy. He's just a great actor.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is true.
Hmm.
How about you, Jen? I'm curious. I don't know.
Without a doubt, the original. You can't just
Uh,
go wrong. There is something. I'm a basic bitch, maybe, but I really there's something about that movie that there are some scenes in that movie. I saw this when I was fairly young, and there are some scenes in that movie that just fascinates me. And I love how everyone thinks this is such a gory movie, and it's really not. But the movie gets inside your head in such a way, and that's such genius filmmaking. And
that's the
the scene
brilliance
where
of
he,
it, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah,
that's the
it's
brilliance
not
of it.
gory. Yes.
And I love the scene where he gets the sledgehammer in the back of his head and is convulsing. That's just I don't know, that always has stuck out in my mind. And also the grimy and grittiness. Yes, I love the remake. The remake did a great job, and I love some aspects about it. But you just can't touch it. And I sound like an old fogey, but like you just can't touch perfection. That's like one that I hold very high in esteem, and you just can't touch that. There's something. And other movies, even from even the Blair Witch, you kind of get the feeling like even those movies kind of borrow from it because you get kind of almost a documentarian feel to it because you're shot in the house. It has kind of that found footage kind of feel at the beginning, way before any other movie was thinking about doing it. Even something like Cannibal Holocaust, there's just a sleazy griminess to it that's just amazing. So it can't go wrong with the original.
I agree 100%, Jen. So, sorry, Monty. The original to me is a 5-star freaking masterpiece. I love it. I think it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made.
Yeah.
It has such a realistic feeling. The way it's shot. Not only that, but the actors. They didn't go and hire like Jessica Biel or whatever known people. These are all unknown actors that nobody's ever heard of, but they feel like real people. And I think that really adds to it. They don't feel like these actors. They just feel like, and that's what makes it feel like like almost like this is something that's really happening, like a documentary thing.
Yeah.
They never feel like actors. They feel like these people might really be insane, like like in the dinner scene. Obviously, I think is just a perfect example of complete insanity. Like these people are out of
Yeah.
their freaking minds. Oh my god! Like, and then the
Yeah.
look at Sally's face, and the whole close up of her eyeballs bloodshot, and she's freaking it's insane. It's just nuts. I love it.
Marilyn Burns did such a great job in that scene. Man,
Mhm.
it was so good.
And the whole thing with with the grandpa. Oh, he's the best. and they keep giving him the hammer, and the head. They got a head sitting
The
in the.
guy's almost a corpse, but he's trying to fucking hit your one. It's like,
You think he's dead until he licks the girl's blood, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Mhm.
I have this knife. It's a good knife.
And
Love
fuck
it,
you all. I
hitchhiker.
love Franklin. I love Franklin. Fuck you
Oh,
all.
man.
Oh,
what?
you love Franklin.
My buddy Alex from Movie Busters, he hates Franklin. He hates him.
Most people do.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta feel sorry for the guy. I mean, come on, he's hot, he's in the van, he's sweating. It's he's having a bad time, man. Give the guy a break.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think he's an interesting character, more interesting than what some people give him to. So
Yeah. No, but I
It's a
agree
good
with
picture.
I agree with Monty though. Like the remake is it kind of stands on its own. It's so different from the original, even though there's kind of like nods. But in my opinion, it's high up on the remake list though. I mean,
Yeah.
they did such a good job with.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good. Like the scene where the girl shoots herself in the head and
Mhm.
it pans back through the fucking
Yeah.
hole.
Mhm.
That's
I know that's
awesome.
nice. That's an awesome scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
Yeah,
yeah,
take nothing away from the remake. I think it is really good. One of the better remakes.
Mhm.
You got to give it credit because that's like Rob said. They do something different with it. They don't just try to copy the original. It's like its own
yeah,
thing,
yeah. It's
Even
not.
though
It's
it
not.
has some nods, but
Yeah,
you
it's
got
not
totally
Psycho.
different characters and.
It's not. It's not Psycho with Vince Vaughn.
No,
Oh God.
no, no.
Best remake ever. No.
Oh god.
My favorite scene though is when he kills Jessica Biel's boyfriend there, and then the next
Mhm.
scene you see he turns around, he's got the guy's face on. Like that is sick.
Yeah. Definitely.
How about you, Rob? As far as the original goes, what makes it such a classic that you put on, like you said, put on a pedestal?
Kind of like what Jen said. It's got like a gritty feel, like almost documentary style. Like it just the way it's shot. I mean, I'll tell you what, the scene that always gets me, and to this day, I just remember first watching it, and the hair stood up on my arms when. So he goes in there into the house, and there's the red wall with the skulls, and he's looking at something. The Leatherface pops out, hits him over the head with a hammer. He starts squirming, drags him in there, and the dude like shuts the shutter door, and
Oh yeah,
that whole scene is just so powerful.
hell yeah.
It's so effective, and I don't know. I will never forget that scene. That's just one of my favorite scenes of horror. But like this movie didn't really need to rely on gore. You basically saw Leatherface with the chainsaw doing his thing, but you didn't see the actual cuts and him killing somebody. So you didn't need to. You just heard what was going on and you used your imagination. So I think that's actually scarier than actually seeing him cut someone in half, which is cool. It's cool to see, but it just had that feel to it. Like you're like, what's going on here? Like these people are weird and this is a crazy situation. I don't know. Like I fell in love with it the first time I saw it. It's probably in my top 10 favorite horror films of all time. I really don't know what place it would be, but it's definitely top 10 for sure.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
I love the Gunnar Hansen's performance too. Like,
Yeah.
really stands out to me that scene where after you see him firing up the chainsaw, and then he's like sitting by the window, going like, like this guy's nuts. Like there's
He
something wrong with this guy.
he spent a day or two in a hospital for people who had developmental issues. He actually spent
Yeah.
like 2 days, and he followed around two patients in particular to try and get their mannerisms and stuff. That's pretty. That's like serious prep for a role like that. Like,
That's
Mhm.
the that scene really got me. I'm like, ooh, this guy is creepy.
Yeah.
like
And
I think there was the actual documentary that came in DVD. Gunnar Hansen says that of all the characters in the movie, Leatherface is the most scared because you've these teenagers popping out everywhere, and he's like, "What the fuck? This is my house. What are you doing in my house?" That's how he's reacting to it. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
It gives it a very authenticity to the role. But also Halloween did that. John Carpenter actually went to a place and studied some people too for that. So there's some parallels there as well. Kind of interesting.
And then
I don't know.
and you gotta give credit too for the whole final girl thing with that. That's the first time I can remember a final girl with Sally Hardesty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw
I
this
think
movie
there
before
may have been
Halloween.
more before that, but that's the one that really like established it for me.
Yeah.
And she walks a fine line between vulnerability and badass.
Yeah.
You can believe both of it, and that's something that not every final girl gets. They either go one way or the other. She walks a real fine line about the two.
Watch this.
Whatever happened to the truck driver?
I know, right?
That's a good question.
He
they
throws
actually
the wrench.
they answered that in a deleted scene from 3D. They actually have the truck driver hanging
That's
up in
right.
the fucking back. And he's
right.
carving him up.
It's so funny though. When he throws it, he just runs the other way. He just starts running. Like, oh my god. Oh. I'd be running too. Trust me.
I love the whole thing with Drayton Sawyer too. When when you first meet him, he's talking to the kids like, "Oh, you don't want to go mess around no old house.
Yeah.
Some folks around here might not like it."
Yeah,
It's a very
guy
classic
out, and
Blair
then you
Rabbit
find-
kind of move.
Yeah.
Please don't go in here.
You think he's just a good guy trying to warn them, but then they throw you for a loop.
I love the line that sticks in my head and kind of emphasizes some of the comedic elements. Look what your brother did to the door. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, you got me off.
I love that guy.
9.
You cool shits.
I get it.
Yeah, it's cool he returned in TCM 2.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
21, 22, 1001.
That's the thing. They're all great characters, really interesting. They got layers to them. The Hitchhiker is a great character. Like, awesome movie. And another thing is like the score too is very subtle, but it brings the doom and the grimness to it, the darkness to it. It's not over the top. You feel it,
Rob, we discussed this earlier on, but do you think the movies work better when Leatherface is paired with the family or when he's on his own? I think when he's with the family, it works much better.
Yeah, because then he can kind of feed off. They can kind of feed off of one another. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
because this thing, you got a silent character, so you need kind of other people with the wild personalities to kind of balance it out.
Well, because then you're only left with someone who's like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. Then you're just left with this kind of silent menace or silent killing machine. Like,
Well, that's one of the things I liked about the remake was Arlie Ermy. I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
I thought he brought something new to, you know, not only the comedy but also being kind of like a weird guy in you know, other than Leatherface. I just thought that was kind of a cool combination. So
I like when they're trying to tell him about, you gotta help us, you gotta help, and all he's trying to do is talk to them about the weed. What the hell is this? And they find the the joint in the car. Like,
yeah,
this is what you care about right now. That's what you're talking about.
I'm not a fan of its sequel, but I do like him in it. Because I just killed the entire goddamn state police department.
I didn't mind the beginning. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I thought the prequel was pretty good.
I actually liked the beginning. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I thought it was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting scene. I love the scene when you see Leatherface working at the slaughterhouse, and then when he gets fired, he's like, boom, with the guy with the sledgehammer. And you see the caves
Yeah.
freaking skull in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about the original, though. That's, to me, it's a masterpiece. Tobe Hooper's direction is unbelievable in that movie.
Would you put it above Halloween 1978?
Oh.
I gotta get Sean thinking here.
I can't do that.
This is like Sophie's choice.
Sean,
It's on that level. It's right on that level, though.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah. It's a stone cold classic to me.
Mm-hmm.
And none of the others really are. I mean, I love part 2, but to me, that's the masterpiece.
Yeah.
Never gonna beat that. So next topic I was gonna say is, what's your favorite sequel in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise? Or you could say sequel, remake, prequel, whatever. Marty?
Probably go with 3. I like part 3.
You took my answer.
Very underrated.
You got Viggo Mortensen. You got Ken Foree. I love Ken Foree in that movie. The bit where he just looks through just the bit where he looks through the window. He's got the machine gun. He's like, motherfuckers! He just starts emptying the rifle into the fucking house. And one of the guy's ears gets blown off and lands in the fucking hot plate.
Mama!
It's a fun movie. It's a fun, crazy movie, and just Jane, you can take off your man better, but the other redneck guy, hey motherfucker,
fuckers, don't you tell me what to do. Yeah, and then Tinker, technology is our friend. This is the perfect, because this is one of the most interesting families. And yes, we have a very young Viggo Mortensen. And even as a little kid, like, I didn't know, he was before we knew who he was. I thought to myself, this guy is good. He brings a real intensity to the role. And he wishes you'd call him Tex, people. He wishes you'd call him Tex. I mean, and this is one where everyone is going over the top, and it's just so much fun. And you have a couple that just, they're in that really bad place where they're almost breaking up, but they're not there yet, and you're having to be stuck with them, and it just gives everything works about this movie. It's fun, it's campy, it's over the top, and it was a miracle this movie got made. The director had a nightmare on this shoot. They didn't want him. The people told him, we don't fucking want you. If we could, we'd get someone else, but nobody else wanted to take the job. He got fired on a Friday and had to come back to work on a Monday, and he was a gentleman and came back when a lot of people would have said, fuck you guys. But they hated him. They told him, we don't want you. So yeah, it would have been a lot more bloodier, but this was one of those movies that got the ratings board really took a bite out of this movie.
I heard
So,
that.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
they did. They did.
but
Yeah,
it's
I
just
would,
a great movie.
you
Go
know,
ahead.
out of all the sequels, I would have to say the third is my favorite as far as sequels is concerned. Take away from the remakes and the requels, it would be the third one because it's a decent. It's more of a follow up from the original one as opposed to what two was. And
Mhm.
like all the characters are fine. Viggo Mortensen was fine. Some of the stuff was funny. And I truly did like this one. When it comes to the series, it's one of my favorite ones outside of the prequel, outside of the remake and the prequel and the original film.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, guys, I gotta get ready to go.
All right. Thanks for hanging,
Okay.
Monty. Great
Good
job,
night,
Yep.
Monty.
as
Hope you have a
Good
good
always.
week.
seeing you.
All right, Rob. Y'all
Um,
have a good night and stay safe out there.
Okay.
You too. Stay
Sean,
safe.
I might turn in as well, dude, because it's now 3 a.m. If that's okay with you.
Holy moly.
3
Thanks again for having
a.m.
us
Wow.
on.
Sorry, man.
So no, you're grand. You're grand. I know. I fucking shattered after work, but thanks a million for letting us on, and I'll try and come back again when I'm off the next day. Okay. See you later, guys.
Excellent.
I'll
Thank
catch
you.
you later, Jen.
Later.
Pleasure
Talk
to
to you
meet
later,
you, Rob.
Ron.
Take care.
Bye.
Good night, man. All right. With that being said, how about you, Rob? What is your favorite sequel or requel or remake or whatever in the franchise?
Favorite remake would be obviously the remake would be my favorite, like in line with the first to be the second. But if I had to pick like a sequel, I do love three. I feel it's underrated, but I would have to go with two. Two is I've seen it the most out of the sequels, and I don't know. It reminds me of Evil Dead 2 to Evil Dead 1.
Yeah,
It's
that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
different. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say like a mockumentary. It's almost like it goes in a different direction because he Hooper knew that he couldn't really out. He wanted to try something different. He knew he couldn't outdo the first.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say the second one. It's a lot of fun. Like there's just a lot of fun to it. I love how Dennis Hopper is sitting there swinging around chainsaws and the fight with Leatherface in the park there.
Bill Mosley.
Bill Mosley, Chop Top. How can you
Oh
forget?
God, yeah.
He's. I tell you what, if I ever met Bill Mosley in real life, I would be kind of intimidated because when he plays Otis Firefly, I think
Mhm.
he's one of the scariest motherfuckers out there. Like honestly,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I'd say the second one. I'd say the second one is my favorite of the sequels.
Good choice. It is a good movie.
Yeah, but
Me
you know
too. Thank.
the third movie is underrated and no one talks about it. They talk about how the next generation is bad. Okay,
Hmm.
they talk
Mhm.
about
Rightfully
Chainsaw.
so.
Yeah, they talk about Texas Chainsaw 2, but 3 almost gets left in the dust. You don't ever hear about it. So it's a shame because that movie
It
is good.
It is, and like I said, if you ever go back to the whole behind the scenes, it's amazing that movie is as good as it was because there was just problems. That poor director, and it's amazing he didn't have an alcohol problem by the end of that shoot.
Exactly.
So
Hey, Rob, look who's here. Horror fan
Oh, hey,
34.
what's up, Thomas?
What's
How's it
up,
going?
dude?
hi.
I kind of joined late. I was I had stuff.
Got the
Oh man,
movie busters in the house.
yeah. Yeah, we talk about other things other than horror, but mostly horror.
Very
So
cool.
yeah,
So yeah, I agree with you totally on that, Rob. And Christian, I know loves part two.
Yeah, he
I
does.
absolutely love part two though, like I always have. Because right when I first saw the original as a kid, I went and saw part two right after that. Like I got them both on VHS or whatever, and I loved them. I never I didn't realize that it was going in a totally different direction. I always saw it as a straight sequel to the original, but obviously now I see the humor and the and I still love it. I love that Tobe Hooper wanted to go in a different direction, make it something different instead of just trying to copy the same thing, you know?
Right.
A fresh breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this movie does some of the stuff that the original did. In this one, you have the extreme gore and the over the top craziness, the zaniness, and humor. There's no humor in the original. Well, very little. Even though Tobe Hooper said he meant it to be a comedy, I don't see much comedy in the original.
Yeah.
I see a little bit. Is this what this is about, Junior? SEX. There are a couple parts
There's a
that are
little
kind of
bit,
funny.
yeah. There's a little
But
bit.
I see your point too, Sean. I think that I don't see as much humor as some people do, but I see a little
Overall, it's a
sprinkle.
very grim, dark movie. You know?
Yeah. It's more
And the
subtle.
thing is, yeah,
It is.
and I just like the over the top craziness of this movie. It's just this is the fun Texas Chainsaw movie, you know.
Yeah.
You got, like you said, Dennis Hopper's zany and over the top. You know, bring it all down.
Yeah. Thomas. Yeah. Dark comedy. That's exactly kind of what it
Yeah.
feels like in a way.
And then you got Stretch and freaking
Yep.
what's the other guy? The guy that's into her at the radio station. What's his name? Fancy little fry house when he's telling.
It's a great movie. It really it's underappreciated.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people don't like Leatherface, but I did. I kind of thought it was kind of an interesting take on him, where he seemed a little more sympathetic in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Where he, and the he legitimately was into Stretch. It seemed like, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's dancing around with her, twirling around.
He tries to penetrate her with a chainsaw.
Literally.
Yeah.
How awesome is that scene? I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's just like, wow.
People say it's a dark comedy, and it is, but I think that scene is legitimately creepy when he's like going up and down her leg with it. You know, like,
Yeah.
this is sick.
Or romantic, depending on your point of view.
And when he cuts off the guy's face and hangs it up.
Oh man.
And then you got Jim Tito coming back is awesome. I love Drayton Sawyer. He's hilarious.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes the movie.
When he tries, I love when he down into the layer and he's singing the Lord. And then Drayton's sitting there with the money. Is there any money in it? We want to know. Oh, you're gonna bribe the guy? And this is pretty damn scary too and creepy when you first. And he won't leave. You know, it's like EXIT.
Yeah, it's great.
It is.
I think he's a brilliant character, and I applaud Bill Moseley so much. It's such an original character, you know. Steel plate in his head, and, you know, eating it.
I love Bill Moseley in the Night of the Living Dead remake too.
Oh yes, they're coming to. They're horny.
The cemetery.
They're horny. I love that line.
Yeah.
That's another underrated movie, the remake of the.
I love the remake. I freaking love it.
A lot of people love the remake of Night of the Living Dead, not Nightmare on Elm Street.
I prefer the original, but I love the remake.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas got to meet Bill Moseley. Lucky bastard.
You bastard.
Yeah.
Damn it.
He goes to a lot of conventions, doesn't he?
He
just
does. Yeah.
went to one, right?
Yep. The only person I've met is Tony Moran. That's the only person I've met.
Very cool. It's not a bad one to meet.
Yeah, around where I live, Chicago, I guess they're having a con this August, maybe, I think it is. And Robert England's going to be there. I need to get his signature. I don't care what I have to do. I got to get it. I don't care. It's got to happen, man.
I did meet Nancy. I met Heather Langenkamp.
Heather, that's cool.
Yeah, got my picture with her and everything. So that's the next one I need. I want to get his on the same poster, you know. That'd be like the ultimate. You know?
It would, yeah. I'm gonna have Robert England sign this right here.
Very cool. Very cool.
Take a standy in and be like, "Here, sign that."
And stand next to him, yeah.
Yeah.
Take a picture with him.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
You'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Like, dude,
I got him. He's probably had it all at this point.
Yeah,
He's
right.
probably had it all.
Yeah, he's probably seen a lot of weirdos there.
I'm sure.
Not weirdos. Not weirdos.
Yeah. Well.
We're the weirdos, mister.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'd love to stay a little longer, but I have got to make my little guys some dinner. So I wish you guys. Nice to meet you, Rob, and thank you so much, Sean, for having me on.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry to run out.
Great job, Jen, as always. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great show. And thank
you.
It
always is.
I'm glad you were able to make it, Rob. So that was really cool.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
We'll have to do this again sometime. We'll definitely have to do this again.
Yeah, I hope to have you on again sometime soon. Yeah, that'd be great. Loved hearing your thoughts, especially on the TCM. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, you were a great guest. Great guest.
Sorry I couldn't be on earlier, but yeah, like I said, I had crap going on, so
yeah.
It's life. Yeah, life came up and bit me in the ass, so that's all right.
Tends to do that. Well, good night, gentlemen. It was a great stream as always.
Okay.
And thank you to Devious Diva showing up as well too. She was great too. So, and everyone joining us in the chat tonight. RFan34. Hi, Thomas.
Yeah.
And everybody else, the Trash Stash, and Dino and everybody. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. Great show. And thank you for joining the Horror Hangout live stream. Have a great night, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you next time.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye.